Hey, girl. Oh, and we're live. Hey, Concrete. Concrete, are you there? Okay, yeah. Hey, everybody. She's getting static, you guys. What is happening? I didn't even realize. I knew we were live, but I forgot we were live. So I'm pretty sure she'll probably drop down and come back.
Yeah, I can hear you. It's not. They said it's something with StreamYards where it does. It's been acting up lately, where the static comes in and out. Because I have new earphones in and it's still doing it. But I can hear you now. So what's going on?
Nothing, honey. What is going on? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday! Happy Sunday! Yeah, Sunday fun day. Hopefully, we're gonna have a fun and lively show. Um, I am
Yes.
I'm excited for today's show. I am super excited. I'm excited to have this dialogue about our topic. But before we get into that, how has your weekend been?
Honey, it has been a weekend, honey. It has been good. I just went to brunch. He says my thumbnail is missing. I don't know what the heck is going on with StreamYards because I had a thumbnail. I don't know. Babe, I'll send it to you in a message in just a minute, but that's weird. I don't know what's happening, child, but anywho, how's everything going with you?
Everything is going really good with me. Had a really nice weekend. I kind of chilled a lot this weekend, and that was kind of like rare for me. So I enjoyed doing like little to nothing. I had to run some errands and stuff, but aside from that, it's been like a real chill weekend. Chilling on the couch with my bae, had the fireplace going, watching some movies, and
Oh, y'all was
just
being romantic.
yes, and I
Oh,
enjoyed it because it's kind of
romantical.
chilly.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
boo.
oh, okay.
I'm liking this. Hey, we need to do this more
Okay.
often. So
Honey
yeah,
over there being grown.
you know what?
Oh,
Don't go
don't
there.
come on with no babies, girl. Even though I don't
Listen.
mind being another auntie child.
We
I'm
ain't
just
coming up with
saying.
no babies
It's
because I
concrete.
already listen.
If you come up
He'll
with
be
one in your 40s,
he'll
baby,
be
it's
a
her late 30s, early 40s.
listen.
Baby, listen.
Don't you listen, Ricky Bobby? Don't put that evil on me. Don't you dare. Don't no
Concrete.
ma'am.
I'm just saying, girl.
Ma'am,
Listen.
listen, he'll be a single father. I am not having more kids. I'm done.
You gonna leave him with the baby?
Yes, him and Junior. You know the men on this show always talking about women need to leave. Listen, when the baby be 3 days old, I'm out.
You ain't gonna get a baby no breast milk or nothing.
No, no, ma'am. I'm gonna chuck the deuces there, y'all. I see y'all later.
I'm not gonna fool with you. Get that baby some milk.
No, you know how in the Fockers, the father had on the bra with the and the milk coming out. Baby, I will order him one of those because I'm not doing it. No, ma'am.
He's gonna be like,
Listen.
Mama, Mama.
No, baby. I'm gonna be the auntie. You and Carlin gonna make me the auntie. I'm not trying to do that.
Baby,
Uh-huh.
let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So, girl, motherhood, honey.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday, I'm sitting in the house, like I'm like Solomon's gonna have company tomorrow. I just updated the internet on his damn PS. I think he got a PS4. I don't know what he got up here. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. So I updated that and I'm like, okay, so Solomon could be in here chilling. We ain't gonna have no problems, right? So he sits up in here about 3 o'clock. He said, can I go outside? I said, yeah. So he go outside and I'm hearing him outside with some boys or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. Not tripping, not thinking anything of it because he's in front of the house. So he comes back inside. Mom, I just met some new friends. I'm like, oh, wow, great. Like it's always great when kids make friends, whatever. So he's like, they're going to Sky Zone later. Can you take me? Okay, let me see what's going on out here. Baby, I go outside. It's 25-year-olds outside playing basketball with him. I'm looking like, what the hell? They weren't 25, they was like 16, but still. Solomon say, well, can I go hang out with them? I'm like, no, they're 16 and you're a little boy. But mom, I'm mature. I'm very mature for my age. I'm like, I don't care. They're 16, you're 9. But mom, baby, so he sat there with crocodile tears, just crying.
Oh,
I said, look, I said, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. I said, do you think they went home and cried to their mamas because they couldn't hang out with you? And he looked at me and he was like, no, they didn't. They probably didn't cry. And I said, well, why the hell are you crying? Chill out. Dude, they're not family. You don't know them. And I'm like, bro, you gonna have to hang out with like people your age, around your age, unless they're your family. I can't. Well, mom, I'm so mature. I'm like, curling, Lord Jesus. I said, Solomon, older boys are into older things. And he was like what? I'm like, girls, they into smoking, they into doing all kinds of shit that boys your age probably don't do, or not yet. So y'all, that was pretty much what the story was. But anywho, shout out to Kenny Conjo for the super chat. He says, happy holidays, ladies. Blessings be with you and yours. Thank you so much, Kenny Conjo. And shout out to Wadner for the super sticker. Thank you, Wadner. But what else is up with you guys? How's everybody's weekend going? Y'all chilling? I just got done with brunch with Dr. Bay. Say hey, Dr. Bay.
Hey everybody, happy holidays. Hey Concrete.
Concrete has disappeared, y'all, but I'm sure she'll be back. Anywho, that was pretty much the story of my day yesterday. I was cracking up. I was like, look at him trying to be all mature and grown. So it was funny to me. Concrete, you back, child.
here we go with the struggle stream. I am actually firing up my computer so that if the static starts, I can turn down the volume on the show and listen to it through my computer, because I don't know what's going on with StreamYards. Like, I literally was thinking maybe I was going to try it through another device, but LAR said it's something that's been happening with StreamYards lately. So we're going to try to get through it. But what else is going on?
Nothing, child, besides grown ass children, honey.
Well, you know how that goes.
Everything is good. How so you got some chill time in yesterday? You didn't cook Sunday dinner yet?
You know what? I haven't, but I'm cooking something quick. I'm doing meatloaf. So, meatloaf is like 45 minutes, child. So, it'll be a quick Sunday dinner. I'm going to actually get that started in probably 45 minutes, probably about 45 minutes.
Okay, sounds good. I don't know what I'm gonna cook today, but after we get off the show, it'll probably be around time for dinner anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so I gotta make my grocery store trip. You got your tree up yet?
Oh, actually, I put my tree up last night. I was like, I need to really go ahead and kind of, I kind of refrain from making the house too festive, because my fiance doesn't do Christmas. He does celebrate Kwanzaa, but he doesn't celebrate Christmas. So I do just a little bit, but I have one of the skinny flocked trees, and it's in the corner in my dining room, so it's not out all in the way. But I did add some little, just small accents throughout the house that aren't too Christmassy. And then I'm gonna decorate the bonus room upstairs, because he never goes in there anyways. So
Okay.
I got my Christmas tree up. Did you put yours up?
No, honey. Usually every year, me and one of my really, really, really great friends, that's pretty much our ritual every year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get like a bottle of Hennessy, and we will sit around and drink warm Hennessy, honey, and put the tree up.
Warm Hennessy.
Girl, you know
That sounds gross. Warm?
that's my sophistication, honey. I'm gonna have to get you
Oh,
into it, honey. Warm cognac,
babe,
honey.
I cannot. I don't drink liquor. It has to be a
Oh,
very fruity, like a daiquiri type of thing that I might have like once every 2 years or something. But I like some fruity wine. Like I like Stella. She has some good fruity wines that are like 5% alcohol. But baby,
oh.
Hennessy already nasty enough. Warm? Oh,
I know
child.
you didn't just. Do you really
Baby,
want to break up
you
the
know
show?
Hennessy
Do you
tastes
want to
like
end the
warm
breakdown?
meat.
Did you just put some blast? You know what? You got
Listen.
it, concrete. I'm out.
No, you better get your butt back here. I'm just saying that's an acquired taste. Like if you like Hennessy, you have to be, a cognac drinker to have a respect for Hennessy. Baby, I can't do it. This heifer really left the stream. Danny, you better get your butt back up here. Oh my gosh. I know we got Pookeisha was coming out, and I know how you feel about Hennessy. It wasn't anything personal. But,
Are you gonna apologize first?
no, I take it back. Dang. I didn't know you was that sensitive about your hen.
Oh, girl.
Dang. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Finish telling me about the tradition.
because I thought you had said something, child. I was like, I'm not doing the show if there's Hennessy blasphemy. Not us. No, ma'am. Well, just a little Hennessy, and we just put the tree up. And Kid Cloud, do you want to be timed out, love? I don't know. Do you want to be timed out? It won't be any Hennessy blasphemy over here. But yeah, girl, we get our Hennessy and we put up the tree every year. That's our little ritual. Little warm yak, and we good. It turns out to be a good tree at that. So excited. Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna get some little Hennessy ornament. I'm just kidding.
Wait, when did you say you guys are gonna do it?
Probably I would love to do it tonight, but I did not make arrangements, but it'll be before the week is over.
Do you let Solomon do all the decorating?
Child, do you know I'm dealing with a little chauvinist?
Ah, okay.
I have let him get a hold of too many red pill live streams, too many.
Oh Lord,
And he
you be
will
letting that
tell
baby
you,
listen to red pill content?
baby, I'd rather a pimp than a simp.
Oh my
And
gosh,
so
goodbye. You too much, entirely too much.
girl, I'm just saying. So but he is taking on some of the ideologies as to where he feels certain things is women's work. And he feels like certain
Oh,
things like men should do.
he too grown to decorate the tree?
Girl, he feels like this woman's work, like washing dishes, cooking. I was asking, me and Curlin were talking about something about cooking, and he was like, "Why don't you cook it?" I was like, "Who's he
Well,
talking to?"
dang.
But child, I have to watch Solomon Honey. But yeah, like I said, one stream too many from this sector that I definitely listen in on. So you know, honey, I have to be careful because
Yeah.
Solomon will go, honey. But yeah, honey.
Yeah, don't let him be too exposed. Let him watch SpongeBob or something on YouTube.
Child ain't studied. Like I said, he thought he was supposed to hang out with them grown ass men, and I'm like, boy, no, no, no. So that's about it, honey. Are you ready to dive off into this topic?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's dive off into it. I'm gonna pull up my computer. I was having some issues connecting, but my babe is working on that. As far as the topic today, this is going to be an interesting one. I must say. So this topic spawned from all the hubbub about Kevin, as in Kevin Samuels, recent viral stream where he made some comments to a young lady who I believe came up on the panel kind of asking for advice with landing her a six-figure man. And so it's gone viral, and I can't go anywhere without seeing that stream. And I've seen it numerous times, and I've seen quite a bit of commentary that varies, regarding whether or not people are saying he was way too harsh. And of course, most of the men are like, yeah, we see where she's coming from. Why is it that when a man, tells a woman that, she's shooting outside of her realm, that he's being too harsh, but when a woman has commentary on a man and his limitations, it's acceptable. So I've just been seeing that stream all over. I spent probably a good 6 hours yesterday arguing with women on different platforms regarding the stream, because I was being deemed as a pick-me, a woman who must not have a man and be trying to land one, a woman who was pandering, all of these crazy negative things. And it was because I simply said that I understood where he was coming from, even though his delivery might not be pleasing to the Black woman's ear. So
Yeah.
we're gonna dive off into it. Go ahead, Danny. I'm sorry.
Do you want to play the video and let's talk about it a little bit more?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, this is courtesy of World Star, and let me share my screen. Share screen. Bam, and is that a Chrome tab? Bam, bam. Share, and let's play.
All you need to launch a culinary empire. Tools you claim everyone has in their kitchen.
They don't.
Oh Lord, they got
website where you can brand
advertisements in there.
Honey, we don't have YouTube Premium on this.
Yeah, World Star.
Here she goes.
Is what I realized. And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level.
Did it stop? Maybe it's buffering. Oh, we can no longer hear the volume. He's still talking though. Danny, we can't hear it. I think, yeah, they said because you muted your mic. So because you muted your mic, we can no longer hear it. We heard just the first probably 15, 20 seconds of it. Danny? I can hear you. It's low. I can hear you.
Oh, you know what? Let's try it again. I know what I did. Gotcha. Okay. I will play it from the beginning. And because I had turned my mic down because I was like, maybe I don't want y'all to hear me in the background, but I got you. I'm going to play it again. Sorry about that. Got it.
I honestly want a six-figure guy. Is what I realized. And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so?
So what is,
Go ahead.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one of you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up 5, but when I put myself together 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men.
Mm-mm.
They tend to get average men.
Mm-hmm.
So
did you I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women. Off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average, so.
But ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
Say what? I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but.
Okay, but you're not accepting the fact that, okay, average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son, average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I don't want to have to go there, but when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, man. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, man, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities. And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids. And you're average. And your reality of your life has showed you that. You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you. See, what we've done in this country, this world, is we've told women like yourself that you can have it all, and you got a Prince Charming who's 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No. Most people get average people, especially average people. You're an average person. I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You had a pet grooming business. You've been making 6 figures for the last 3 years. Okay. But if I looked at you and I took all that off of you, all the eyelashes and all the hair, what do you look like under there?
I mean, I look the same. I'm just.
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
I'm sorry?
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So, what is your advice for that?
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.
I'm not being. Don't tell me I'm being mean. I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle the goddamn truth. You called my show on a day that you ain't even supposed to be here, and I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you, and you telling me I'm being mean. Get the fuck out of my phone.
Ooh.
I'm tired of y'all doing this shit.
Oh, honey.
Yeah, so that was a lot. Let me just say this really quickly. I want to say that myself and Danny, we're going to give our commentary on what we just viewed, but we are going to have the men, a few special guests join us. There are men that frequent the space and kind of help us to have the discussion, to join in and have the discussion from a male perspective, because we're going to give our opinion on, Kevin's stream, and we'll talk about some other things as it will relate to the topic. But to be completely honest, when we think of long-term mating, women are the sellers and men are the buyers. So since they are the buyers, I think that their opinions are most certainly valid. And I would like to hear from the men. I am not as interested in what other women have to say as it relates to a woman's sexual market value. I want to hear from the men because they're the ones who kind of dictate and determine what's acceptable and what the rating would typically be for a woman. Not to say that Kevin speaks for all men, but he is the type of man that she seems to be looking for. So who better to give her the advice than Kevin, which is why she likely called into his show. So Before we have the men, Danny, you can give your take and then I'll come behind you, boo.
Okay. First, I want to send a shout out to Maurice November for the Cash App and also to Goldie 1942 for the Cash App. We greatly appreciate you. Happy Sunday to you guys and be blessed. Now, let's unpack this clip. Honey.
It's a lot.
When I say Kevin off serving their ass up, honey, I'm not gonna lie. My feelings be hurt, and he don't even be talking to me. I be like, God damn. I be like, ouch. Oh, he bit on her ass. And he bit on her ass hard. Yo, I was like, okay. I don't honestly think a lot of women have realistic expectations as it pertains to dating and mating. I don't want to get off too much off into my own situation, but I do feel like I'm an average looking woman. But my goal was not to get a 6-figure guy. My goal was to find somebody who was going to love me and treat me the way I was supposed to be treated, and somebody that I would be able to submit to and be able to treat him the way he was supposed to be treated. So I think that when women go around looking for certain aspects of men, I think they kind of mess up in that sense. And so it's an interesting thing to me because I'm like, damn, you're going out and you're saying that you want a 6-figure guy and you make 6 figures and you're thinking that you can possibly be this power couple. And it's like, you have all this weave, you got all this makeup. If you took your makeup and weave off, would you still look like the same person? Are your teeth white? Are your feet clean? Do you have good vagina? Do you have good cooking skills? Are you fun to be around? Then when you get these women on the show, they all kind of have like the same script, but there's no substance behind who they are as a person. I hear them say, well, I'm a boss bitch, I make this kind of money, da 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 da. And so it's like, what are we doing here? And it's like when guys ask the question from women as to what do you bring to the table as a woman, most women don't have anything to say but as what they do as far as income and career wise, what they're educated in, how they can suck a good D. But it's nothing that, and don't get me wrong, men love good head, we ain't saying they don't, but a man isn't looking
Oh
to
Lord.
necessarily be a power couple. A man is looking for his helpmate. Now you do have some men who your career will matter to, some men that will matter. But most men don't care about your career. They don't care about your education.
Most six-figure earners.
Six-figure dude,
Right.
a six-figure dude wants somebody that's fine as fuck. They want somebody fine. They want somebody sexy. They want somebody that can cook. They want somebody they can be around. They want somebody that know how to raise kids. They want somebody that's dope. But your income is not gonna matter. You being able to put together an Excel spreadsheet, I promise you they ain't gonna give a damn unless they need you, unless they need it. But it's not anything they couldn't necessarily outsource, but it just is what it is. What are your thoughts, Concrete?
Well, like I said, I thought this was a lot, baby. I have seen this stream everywhere, and I can tell you the reception amongst the social media platforms that I saw this on, where it was a mixed group, where it was men and women, was completely different than the reception in the all women's groups that I'm in, because I'm in quite a few of those. And baby, they were just adamant about the fact that he was so cruel. How dare he? He was wrong for coming at her like that. He was attempting to tear her down. It was just like, that whole thing that Black women tend to do, because these are Black women's groups that I'm in, where,
Right.
They didn't want any accountability to be had on her, and oh, how mean, and I understood that his delivery might not be pleasing to a woman's ear, but I agreed with the premise of his point. In addition, she came to him seeking his advice. So why are we upset at him? Why are we pointing the finger at him and saying that he's wrong? And these women are now launching attacks on Kevin. I mean, from posting his pictures and attacking his, physical appearance, and he's not above average. And I was trying to make points regarding the fact that women have different markers than men when we're looking for mates. He would be considered above average. He's a six-figure earner. He's 6 feet 4 inches tall or something like that. He is he dresses well, he presents well. I think that she was seeking his advice because he presents what she claims that she's attempting to attract. But aside from that, and just all the hubbub surrounding that, I wanted to talk about this because women seem to be conflating sexual market value with their worth. So a man can't determine your worth as a person. Your worth is, whether or not, or how much of an asset you are to the world, to your family, to the ones around you. That is your worth. And that is typically inherent, or something that is, that you'll have no matter what your attractive level is.
Okay.
However,
okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'll just wrap this point up really quickly. So, but sexual market value is something completely different. It's what makes you as a woman attractive to men. And men, will be the ones to kind of determine that. And I wanted just to examine whether or not Black women are, because I focus on Black women, I don't care about women in general, but if we're pricing ourselves out the market, meaning, and that doesn't mean that she won't get a six-figure earner, and that if that is truly what she desires, as she continues to stay alone and continues to go after that type of man, just understanding that the pickings are going to be slim, and you'll have a tougher time than someone who does not have a child and, you know, is a 7 in the face or 8 in the face. And, you know, that you're going to have stiffer competition because you're also competing with Mei Ling and Susie too. And just facing the realities of the situation, if that is truly what you want. No one is telling you that you should shift your preferences and you know, date someone who you don't want to be with, but at the same time you still need to face the realities of the situation that you're entering. And that's why I wanted to have the discussion, you know, with the fellas, and allow them to maybe kind of shed some light or enlighten us as it relates to how women are viewed and whether or not, you know, women are pricing themselves out the market.
Okay. Shout out to Jack Spade. He says, too many of these broads don't even qualify to be a prison pen pal, honey. He said, let alone a man of decency. God.
Oh, jeez. Dang,
he came with it. And shout out to Kick Cloud Kicker Jr. He just sent us a cash app. Surely, greatly appreciated. So
before we have the fellas, I do want to announce something really quick, because we did say that, you know, for our shows that we would have enabled the women to have a chance to come up first. But because this is a man's panel, we want to hear the men's perspective on this issue. You know, rightfully so. What we will do is, if the ladies come up, we can silence the panel so you can have an opportunity to speak, and you can drop back down, and or you can wait until the end of the show when we'll allow you, like after when we're doing final comments, we'll allow you to speak your piece last if you don't want to get into a back and forth with the fellas. So that's all I wanted to say.
Okay. Fellas,
do you mind if I go first? Because I only got like 15 minutes.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. What did you think about the clip, and what are your thoughts as far as dating and mating, being a high earner man?
You see, I think women keep getting it wrong. They keep thinking that Kevin is telling these women to settle for less, when really what he's doing is telling them to be realistic about their dating options that they have, which I don't think most women are, because you got to think like these high earning men, these 6-figure men, like take, for example, Michael B. Jordan, Omari Hardwick. These are guys that have the pick of the litter with women. These guys are not really gonna I highly doubt that they'll go for an average looking chick that has kids. It's possible, but I highly doubt it. And women don't seem to get that. They seem to think, you know, they deserve a high value man just cause. And it's like you don't even realize your value. Like, one of the things that men value is like you being like fit, feminine, attractive, and like not having kids. So like the chick that was on there, like she had like a crazy baby daddy and a kid, right? So that automatically lowers your value. And I don't think women think that men look at that as, you know, something that makes you a little less desirable. So my thing is like, you got to get realistic about your dating options that you got out there, because I believe with the female, she was just shooting too high. She wasn't being realistic about basically how she looked and her options. She's like shooting for like guys in like Michael B. Jordan's range, and that's crazy. When she got competition that is fit, feminine, more attractive, no kids, workout, all this stuff. And then when we ask the question, what do you bring to the table? Women always have like no answer. They be fumbling and stuttering. And it's like, do you not understand the value you add to a man in a relationship? You know, like besides just your vagina and sex, like you not having kids, you being fit, you being feminine and cooperative, those are valuable aspects that men truly value, and women don't even be working on that. So my thing is that women need to really look at themselves in the mirror and be realistic about their dating options that they have out there, because they're pretty much telling you that you should just accept them any way they are.
Okay.
Accept me as I am chicks.
Okay.
And I don't think like Kevin was being too harsh, because I mean, we get told all the time that we're not good enough, we're not rich enough, our dick ain't big enough, you're not tall enough, all of this stuff. All of this stuff. So we get that criticism all the time.
Okay.
So that's my thing right there. It's just like, you gotta like be honest and be open to criticism, especially if you're going on a talk show to be like ranked and valued.
Okay.
Honestly, ranked
I
and
think that's true.
valued.
Wait a minute. Before you do that, because I do have some questions for the panel. So I'm gonna get you guys in one by one. We want it to be pretty structured, and we don't want to talk all over each other. I'm going to read the super chats, and then I'll start off with my first question. And Q, I want you to lead us off with this first question. Shout out to Primetime BA. He says, admit it, she isn't cute. LOL. I don't know, Chad. I don't think it was anything horribly wrong with her. She looks like the average chick.
Right, and she views herself as average. So I think
Yeah.
that my sentiments echo her. From what I could see, she looks like an average woman. Most women are average, though. That's not a bad thing to say that someone is average. Most of us fit into that bucket. She's not exceptionally beautiful, but she wasn't ugly. So yeah, I think she's average.
But she wasn't.
Wait. Let me say. And shout out to my baby daddy. He says, in my opinion, some ladies have their priorities out of order. Instead of seeking a high value guy, why not look for the right guy that happens to be high value? Babe, I think that is an excellent point.
Yes.
Shout out to Melody. Melody said, like the stream. Yes, like the damn stream. It's not hard.
Thanks, Melody.
Just like the stream. We ain't tripping. Thank you so much, love. My first question to the panel.
Can I respond to that? Like,
so, Leo will allow you to respond because I know you have to go. But then after that, I think she wanted to start with Q.
All right, like, there's nothing wrong with being average and like wanting what you want. Like, but the thing is, like, you gotta be honest. Like, for example, I know a chick that's a dime doesn't want a dude that makes average money. So I know I would have to get my money up in order to even be in a realm to where I could get one. And I don't think she was really honest with herself. And that's why maybe it came off harsh, because Kevin was very honest with her. Because she admitted she admitted she was average, but she still was shooting a little higher than what she could really get.
Yeah, she was shooting for a high value man, and it was interesting that she kind of sounded like she was going to tear up at the end, was saying he was mean, and I just was like, okay, well, you can't. If you watch Kevin, he's straight to the point. He's very direct. He doesn't sugarcoat it, so you kind of have to know what you're expecting. And I just thought that it was a little immature, her response to his criticism, because he wasn't, like hard, mean. He was honest, and he gave his perspective and his opinions, and I just was like, well, she can't take it, because she sounded like she was going to tear up. But I'm sorry. I know we wanted to let Q get in here and get his thoughts.
All right, I'm gonna head out, but thanks for having me.
Thank you, Leo. Thanks for coming up.
Thank you, Leo. Shout out to O'Shea Lennox. He said she crackhead cute. God damn, O'Shea, you had to do all like that.
Dang.
I don't think she was. I think she
is not
she was a decent looking woman. Now, I don't think anybody would confuse her for a dime, but a dime is hard work, honey. And
True.
I mean, a dime is just hard work. Shout out to Nuruddin. He says, Sophia Nelson, you must stand in it. I don't necessarily know what that means, but thank you.
Thanks, guys.
My first question to the panel.
To Q, starting with Q.
Do you have to have a dime as a high earning man?
I would say that is based on the individual man. I'll give the same answer that a lot of women like to give. It all depends on what you view as a dime. For me, it has always been the 360 concept. In other words, I look for that total woman. To me, what makes a woman beautiful is her ability to be naturally beautiful in the way that she looks. Her attitude has to be a certain way for me. Okay, it doesn't have to be for every man, but for me. Nobody wants to be with a woman who thinks that that she is just, you know, God's gift to all men on the planet. I don't think that you know, when that attitude comes across, it's really disheartening that a lot of women place value in themselves way higher than what it actually is. Okay, and that can be said, and I know what the women are gonna say. They're gonna say that can be said on both sides. But at the end of the day, women dictate sex, men dictate marriage. So you got plenty of women out here who think that they're a dime, but in the eyes and the way men view them, you're only good enough to be that booty call at 3 a.m. in the morning. You see, men generally, it has been my personal humble opinion, right? Holistically, okay, I'll go back to that men generally put women in about 3 to 4 categories. We got that woman that's good enough to creep by after the club at 3 a.m. We're not going to be seen with you. We're not going to take you to the mall. We're not walking around in the park with you holding hands. Then you have the woman that you may get an occasional outing, you may get an occasional date, but you're not going to get introduced to the inner circle. You're not going to come over to my house when my boys are watching, when we're watching football, and you know, you're not going to be that woman that's catering to us, bringing drinks or whatever. You're not doing that. Then you got the girlfriend. The girlfriend gets introduced to your homeboys, your close associates. You know what I'm saying? And then you have the woman that you believe is the one, that potential one that you could see settling down with, that you can see marrying, that you could take home, that you want to take home to mom, that you want to present as that arm piece, that arm candy. So that's in my humble opinion, that's how most men view women. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Now,
and we want to get the rest of the guys in so they can answer the question. Okay. Gabe A, you're married. What made you pick your wife? Did you consider her a dime? Like when you saw her, was it like, oh yeah, she's bag, let me get her?
Mm-hmm. Hey, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you fine.
All right, cool.
Sound good.
Yeah, I think that's something that the general had mentioned, and I think a couple other people in the chat was mentioning, and something that you guys are mentioning too, is that I guess it's, for me, it has never been just the way that somebody looks that is the deciding factor for choosing them to be in a relationship with. So I think that one thing it is that, right, yeah, you know, men want to see something that's visually appealing. So that's like the initial draw. But from there, I think within my evaluation, it took more to have me choose her, to say, hey, like, this is a person that I want to invest more time in a relationship in. So, yep, that's the answer to the question.
Okay. Mr. Fantastic, you're recently a bachelor. What do you think about like a woman being a dime? Do you have to have a dime? Is a requirement for you? And shout out to O'Shea Lennox. He says she beaver cute. O'Shea, go on now. Stop talking about that one.
Mr. Fantastic, after you answer, I guess we'll get the rest of the panelists in, but I want to know you guys' overall perception of the actual video too.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? Shout out to the panel, man. Actually, if you're smart, you don't want a dime. Again, a dime is just trouble all the way around. She's always going to think that she has a better option, even if she's with the most highest value man. And you could give examples like Larsa Pippen or what was her name? We just talked about it this morning. Eddie Murphy's ex. You know, extremely highly attractive females that know that they're extremely highly attractive. They feel like they can always going to have opportunity. And so I would definitely say you need to be in the like 7+ range for me. I mean, like I said, if you are that guy, you don't want average to, slightly above average or definitely below average. So for me, I would say shoot for, 8, maybe a 9, but you got to have somebody that's just actually going to see value and appreciate you versus always just seeing you as a bus stop of sorts. A bad bitch is hard to tame, man. All right. And this ain't just coming from me. I can show you plenty of dudes that got way more money than me, make way more power than me, way more influence, that have learned the hard way. Like say, i.e. Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather got all the money in the world, but he's the joke of the rich nigga club. That's where he just can't keep a bitch.
You know what? And they steal Floyd's girls like they ain't shit. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
True.
That it's
You
literally
went from Floyd to Bow Wow. You went from Floyd to Ray J. But
yeah, it's literally the
Right.
running joke of like I said that you know that echelon of people. So yeah, man, I would definitely say that a dime would not be the way to go. She gonna cost too much. She's just gonna be too much risk. She'll always think she can do better than you. And pretty much, man, they for sure. They not for the long term. They're not for the long haul. It's something nice to show that you know what I'm saying, you go ahead and break that off and get that pressure out your back. But as far as like a long-term investment in relationship or marriage, yeah, man, you just dooming yourself to, paying for it now and later.
what was your overall response to the video that we showed?
About the alien face looking girl?
Oh my
Baby,
God.
why you had to
Listen,
call
be
her woman?
nice.
I'm saying she got a long
They
head. She got like a
already
long
about to be
skinny
like, they
head.
pick me's over there. Look at them. They're going in on black women.
Hey, she said she was average at best. When you say you a strong 6 at best when she tries, that's the highest you
Right.
get. That's below average. I'm just saying, but she didn't lie. I'm not gonna say she's hideous, but I'm gonna say like, she is definitely like, hey, the lights about to come on in the club, and I'm trying to.
Oh my God.
But she said it. I didn't say it. I'm just saying,
Okay.
hey, don't blame me.
Well, I think we're talking about the same person. What are your thoughts on the video?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it through. I didn't even see it on set. Kevin Samuelson. I actually saw it through the World Star thing when people start talking about it. So, yeah, man. Again, this is the delusion that a lot of women, namely black women, go through. They think that, look, man, you can't be a strong 6 and think you're gonna get that guy, man. It's just unrealistic. And even furthermore, the brother that was on here beforehand, this girl right here, she was what they would call fit. I guess fit is a thing now. You got slim, you got fit, you got thick, you got fat. So I don't damn know. Y'all add something new to the damn.
3, so that seems slim to me.
She's skinny as hell. That means she need a burger. It's nothing I can do with that.
Frame.
Again, that is an assault charge for me in the bedroom. But anyway, anyway.
Really
Listen,
fantastic.
yeah, this skinny. Look, man. Listen, I ain't always been married, and I'm telling you, they're fun. Like you can bend her up like a pretzel and this and the other, but them bones hurt,
your
man.
Scorpio side showing. Just
Oh my bad, you're right. I'm sorry. But she was just the typical woman of thinking that women always, aim for the stars and want to land on the stars. They don't even expect to land on the moon. They go aim for the stars and they expect to hit the damn next star after that. So again, and for black women, I don't think, like you said, when we in this space, for the black man, higher earning is a whole lot lower because on average, black men make a lot less lower than what everybody else make. So I tell brothers all the time, we got to tell brothers in space, bro, if you are a single individual making median household income, you got to learn the meaning of these words. Median household incomes mean 2 people. House, that's why it says household. It doesn't say individual, it says household. So if you're a brother that's making over 50K a year and you're staying anywhere outside of a major metropolitan area, bro, you're doing damn good. And if you're making 6 figures and you're living outside a major metropolitan area, you're doing goddamn good. Mm-hmm. So I think what you need to start doing, because we don't now realize it, and with black folks, you just nigger rich, or you ain't really got no money. Well, shawty, you work at Walmart part-time. Who are you to be? Let me see your portfolio. Do you even know what that is? No, of course you don't. So why the fuck am I letting you tell me what money is or what money isn't? So I think the brothers, man, in this space do a very, very good job of having brothers properly assess their financial power and place in this society. Because again, too, like I said, a lot of these people, bro, if you go up and you look up the actual numbers, I think they said 73% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. If you're not doing that, bro, you winning. 70, whatever percentage of people live below this threshold of the median income. So again, man, just start assessing yourself and going from there. And then, like I said, whatever your type is, that's your type. But don't be out here with no damn booger wolves, man. You making 6 figures, bro. Don't do it to yourself, brother. You do better than that. All right, you better than that. At least let her have a pretty face. All right. If you like them thick, hey, ain't nothing wrong with liking them thick. Ain't nothing wrong with liking them skinny. But don't be around here. Don't be around here with no goddamn Biz Marquis II, man. Don't do it, bro. You're making us look bad.
Who's
Shout
next?
out to let me read this. Shout out to Good Men. He says, salute to the panel. He says, Kevin Samuels has always said men would compromise in looks for a cooperative woman. So it's not all about looks. She did say for her to submit, she needed a man to make as much.
Yes, she did say that.
She did say that, and that is a problem. But like we said, Concrete, half the bills, half the submission. Honey,
Yeah,
I know
but
that.
that sounds crazy. Like literally, the only way I can submit to you is if you make over six figures. So you may be at 80,000, maybe at 90,000, but no, I just can't bring
Girl,
myself to
can you
submit
imagine
it.
him? I told you to clean up that damn room. Concrete. She'd be like, I told your ass to clean up that damn bathroom.
Exactly. Well,
I think she should shoot for the moon
You
and
to
just
leave that
see.
damn man cave like that. Shit. She be cussing at him like,
I think she should
PS5 for
shoot
you.
for the moon and see if she could get it. If she don't, I mean, oh
I
well. But
agree.
if she
I
do,
would
I
never.
mean,
I would
whatever.
never. I would never deter her from going after what she wants. But I know you got more super chats. Sorry.
Shout out to Jack Spade. He says dudes want to make six figures to buy broads. Chicks want a six-figure man to be their bailout plan, but neither side can fix their own lives for free. That's interesting, Jack Spade. That's very interesting. I want to get Sir Tice in, then Dennis, then Brother Jay. What do you guys think? Do you need a dime? Is a dime a requirement for you as a six-figure person?
Right. And what's your perspective after you answer, what's your perspective on the video? And I know we didn't get you guys, the General and Gabe A. We'll be coming back to you to get your perspective with the next question.
Cool.
Mr. Research? He might be busy. I don't hear him. Can you hear him?
He unmuted, but he ain't saying nothing. Ain't no sound coming from him.
Okay, no, I don't hear him. We'll come back around. Dennis, what are your thoughts? And Brother Jay after him.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Hey,
Dennis.
Hey, so shout out to everybody, salute to the panel. Look, man, see, this is what I really, really find funny, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. So most women know that if a guy, let's just say, isn't as attractive or he isn't as athletic, like, he has to make up for it in other ways. Like, for example, if we look at a lot of the dudes who make the money, and I'm not talking about the athletes, so I got to put that disclaimer out there, but the typical guy who makes a lot of money, he typically isn't the most attractive. In other words, what he did was he compensated for his deficiencies. So the funniest thing is when women have deficiencies, they don't compensate for them. So again, a lot of guys and a lot of men will tell you this too. We much rather have a 6, an adjustable 6, with a 10 out of 10 attitude, 10 out of 10 cooperativity, 10 out of 10 femininity, and we'll actually build with her versus the 10 who is a 5 or a 6 on all the other scales. So again, it's really funny how a lot of women don't make up for those other things, those other aspects that they're lacking. So, but as men, we're taught like, okay, if you're not attractive, if you don't have this, you don't have that, you have to fill in for that in other ways. And the other thing too is a lot of women still forget to understand that they forget just the amount of work and effort that it goes into being just even a six-figure guy. Like there's so much that you have to build and accomplish in it, and there's so many skills and different things you have to learn in the evolution of a man to even get to that level. That when he actually gets to that level, he's thinking about his time, because there have been so many cases of it can just take one crazy accusation, one broad to mess up his past decade full of work that he does and mess up his future. And it seems like a lot of women just aren't understanding that there's a lot at stake. And so, yeah, as a man, you are going to be more picky. You are going to be more discerning. You are going to play the field, because you want to get the best that you it rightly makes sense. So that's all I got to say.
Okay. We have the Roger report. Oh, Brother Jay, what are your thoughts, Brother Jay?
Yeah.
Hey everyone, thanks for having me. I'll answer one of the question in regards to a dime, and it will relate to the woman in the video. See, the woman in the video, I believe, I'm not sure how old she was. Was she over the age of 29?
35.
Yeah, she was 30 something.
No,
She was
no, she was 41. She was 40. She was 43.
No, she was 30. No, she was 30 something.
She was 35.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the thing about her in the video, and it'll relate to the dime question. No, at this point in her life, with the amount of kids, especially with her face, there's no way in hell that she's going to get a high value man. However, and here's where a lot of women, especially Black women, mess up. Even if she wasn't the most attractive woman, if she was 20 or 21, her chances of getting a high value man would be 3 or 4 times as high as it is later on in her life. So I don't think that it's necessary for you to be a dime in order to get a 6-figure man if you're young enough, if you are under the age of 25, where men, and this is just an honest truth, because men prioritize youth in beauty. One of them is youth, and a big issue is that a lot of women just straight up ruin and waste their time in their youth chasing thugs and bad boys and those types of dudes. And then by the time they reach the age of 29 to 30, now they want to settle down with a high value man and settle down with a man with a future. But it's like, no. You should have done that when you were 21, because you would have had a much higher chance of being able to secure that. Right now, I'm in my late 20s. My dad is almost in his 60s, and my dad and me date the same ages of women. So
What?
Yeah.
So she's at the age where she can be like, I can have a daddy or the son.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
All right.
Yeah. So
looking at her, y'all double dating and shit.
No. We just talk and exchange notes. But the point I'm trying to make is that, again, a lot of sisters they already messed up by like even when I get on these dating apps and I talk to women who are in their 30s, and the first thing I ask them, like, well, wait a minute, if you're relationship oriented now, why did you wait until now to get a relationship? Your chances would have been higher, much higher, to get not just a relationship, but the man that you wanted when you were under the age of 25.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that you can't tell them nothing.
Well, Nardine, wait a minute, darling. What do you have about the clip? And do you date dimes? Is that the type of woman that
I wanted to go back really quick before Nuruddin chimes in? I'm sorry. Could you highlight that comment that Dr. Tam Taylor just made too? Because and I think that some women do feel like, because she's a high value earner, her child is over 10, but that's still, for a man buying into that situation, you have a 13-year-old. Teenagers are unruly, trust me, I know. And who's to, like, a lot of men realize that there's a lot that they'll have to deal with by coming into that situation, despite the fact that she does herself make good money. She has her own business too, but most high value men aren't that's secondary or tertiary for them. They're the fact that you make good money, because they make money themselves, and most men want to be able to provide for you, despite whatever you make. So I think that that's an interesting point, and I did see a lot of women kind of felt like that. She says, she lowballed herself.
Well, can I please?
No, wait, hold on, stop.
Hold on. We got to
let them have the
and then we're going to
chance.
start with Nuruddin.
They so hungry.
Shout out to Dr. Tam Taylor. She says she lowballed herself and he ran with it. Like, pew.
No.
No, he ran away from it. He ran away from it. He didn't run with it.
So you said, okay, so what about, okay, how did you view the overall clip, and do you pursue dimes?
Well, I saw the clip with Kevin Samuels, and actually he was just telling the truth. He was like, listen, you're not past your prime, but you do have children. Okay, you have a children that's a teenager. The teenager is gonna view you as a threat, number one. Number two, you already blew the chance of getting a high value man in your 20s when you got pregnant and you had that child. So ultimately the child was kind of like a killer in the end. But I don't pursue dimes. I pursue, pretty women. Don't get me wrong. But what makes them pretty and what makes them beautiful is what's on the inside. They're not, bossy. They're not, high strung, or high maintenance. And also, looking at that clip, she sounded like she was high maintenance before, but then when she saw that her prospects were getting lower and lower and lower, because I actually said that with my super chat because I was defending it, it's almost like the Sophie A. Nelson defense, like take me as I am. They want you to take them as, you know, loud, nasty, high earning, high strung, and all sort of crazy stuff. And a lot of these black men are just walking away from that. They're walking because they see that when they're high value, they're high earning, there's a lot to lose. They're looking, see, as men, we're cost benefit calculators. If I see as let's say, even if I'm not a high value man, but I just make, you know, like 50 to 60 to maybe $80,000. Let's just say that. Let's just give that quote. If I make $80,000 and I had to work hard to make that $80,000, and then a woman comes to me with, you know, all this, you know, all these problems, you know, you got, and also remember, the child costs money. That's a debt in itself. So he's looking at that. He's looking at all of the downsides. He's not looking at any upsides, because she had very little upsides. Even though, yes, she's accomplished, she has her own business, but what else liabilities are you bringing to the table that could probably destroy me and our future? That's what a lot of us brothers are looking at now. You know, especially, and I heard that, you know, all it takes, if she has like a teenage girl, all it takes is just one allegation, and all that stuff is good. Oh, but son or daughter, it depends. Okay. Now, if she had a daughter that's like 18, 19 years old or 17 years old, all it takes is just one allegation and your life is ruined. You know how many brothers have been ruined by just the allegation? Not by, you know, a trial or anything like that, but by the allegation, you can end up losing everything. So yeah, I don't chase dimes, but I do like beauty, but not to the point where, you know, I'm gonna be fighting, you know, MFers, you know, I'm gonna be fighting ninjas, all those other guys, because you also gotta understand there are the other ninjas looking at your woman. They're looking at her. They're seeing this. And you know how ninjas are. You know how they are.
Okay.
Especially at the club.
Nuruddin.
We wanted to get Roger in here and get his commentary. And once we hit the whole panel, I do want to go back around and get responses to what Dr. Tam Taylor said, and I'll add a short question in with that.
Okay. All right. I wish I'd have caught this from the beginning. Unfortunately, I was late to the party, but I already seen the. Okay. Yeah, I've seen it multiple times. So I got friends that sent it to me and everything. So, yeah, I seen it a while ago too, because I seen it like 3 days ago or something like that. It was because I had some friends send it to me. That woman never should have called Kevin Samuels. That's really what the truth is. Because that show, I mean, Kevin does a show for a specific group of people, and whether people have figured it out or not, like that. Yeah, whether people have figured it out or not, he's talking about a very elite group of men. She was aware enough to even admit that she did not have the looks like that. She said she was average. If you can get a woman that can literally admit she's average, she ain't got no business calling that man's show. That's just is what it is. And to be 35 years old calling the show, looking for these high value men, and to have a kid already while you're looking for these high value men, then you don't even have a good representation of the father of her son, I believe it was. So you now gonna go to a man who's working hard enough to earn that type of bread, because most people who earn that type of money actually do have to work hard. You know, so a person who's working that hard to earn that type of money is now supposed to take you on and your kid, and you already let a dude give you a baby that you're not even proud enough to say anything about the dude. This is backwards. This is total backwards thinking. If she had respect for herself, she should have never called Kevin. Point blank, period. But Roger, keep trying to view themselves.
Nuruddin, we're gonna do a freestyle part of the panel, but we want to get through these questions first.
Women trying to view themselves as men don't work, because men don't chase women over the same reason that women chase men. Being a six-figure income earner as a woman means zero to a man, because women don't like to take care of men. Until you get a society where women are saying, hey, I'm going to be the person that's going to be the breadwinner. My man can just be a house husband. And she actually stays in that relationship. That man, he'll probably die first because he's a man. But until that man dies, you see what I'm saying? If she's not going to take care of him like that, a woman having money means zero because she's not making the money to help the man. Really what that woman did was she started a business so she can make a whole lot of money. And now she wants a high value man that she don't have to listen to because she got enough money not to listen, even though she wants him to fund her lifestyle. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Shout out to my baby daddy. Wait a minute. Shout out to my baby daddy. He said her money isn't worthless. It's just a bonus. He said the market will dictate your worth, whether you like it or not. The gal in the bid has a lot going on. LOL. Shout out to D-Mac the trucker. He says that chick was pump and dump material.
Sheesh.
Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
D-Mac.
so much, D-Mac, and thank you, babe.
But
we're gonna let Nurdine.
Remember what happened?
Hold on.
We're gonna say something real quick to finish up, y'all.
Y'all want to talk so bad.
Really quickly, guys. I'm not even.
We're gonna let Nurdine.
I won't ask the other question because I see that the panel, you know, we got people who, you want to get everything out. So I just want to get responses to Dr. Tam Taylor's question where she said that, you know, she feels she was lowballing herself. Roger kind of answered it in his, if he wants to add anything else on at the end, once he's heard what everybody else has to say. But do you think that being that, you know, she's a 6-figure earner, her child is over the age of 10, she has a successful business, she's an entrepreneur, she's a size 3 in dress, that, you know, she lowballed herself.
Even though
she lowballed herself, guys,
she didn't lowball anything. Wait, no.
Hey, let them run their show.
Let's
I'm going to mute y'all up because we want to run an orderly show. We want to be able to hear all of your thoughts.
Because otherwise we can't hear, guys. Like the chat can't hear. So we got to go in order. And we'll have a time when we're not asking questions and we can just dialogue. But we want to get through a few questions first. Sorry, go ahead, Danny.
Go ahead, Nurdine, so you can get your thoughts out. Go ahead.
Yeah, what happened was, remember what happened with cocktails and kitchen and cocktails. You had a high value man who invested $2 to $3 million in a restaurant, and then you had these women that were shaking their booties on the table, and he had to come out and say, hey, listen, you know, ladies, please stop. We hear this from sisters saying, well, hey, if he's a high value man, no, I'll submit. There was a high value man. You saw it on tape of him saying, hey, ladies, please stop dancing on my thing because you can cut yourself, and they still ignored him. So you could be high value all you want. They are not going to respect you. Do you not understand? Do you understand? So that's the reason why these guys are running away. That's why they're seeing this as a liability. They don't want to deal with it. And especially if you got kids, no. All it takes is just one accusation and your whole life is destroyed. So why would a high value man of any consequence take that woman on? Please answer that question for me.
Well, Nurdine, hold on. Before you do that, I want to
anything.
read Leo's super chat, and I actually want to go in order because we haven't heard from Q in a minute, and then get Fantastic in and just kind of go down the line. But there's another question on the table, and I want it before we forget about it. I want to know you guys' response. I know that most of you are saying no, but if you can clarify. But just quickly, Leo Anthony, thank you for the super chat. He says, Black women seem to not realize it's a competition to get these top earning guys. The take me as I am mentality won't take you far if you're going for the top. I agree with that. And I kind of mentioned that earlier. Not only are we as Black women competing with each other, but we're competing with Mei-Ling and, you know, Susie and Becky and Karen, you know, too. So that is also something that doesn't seem to be being taken into account. It's competitive. So let's hear from the general and then Mr. Fantastic.
Okay. It doesn't matter whether or not she lowballed herself. What matters is the value that she brought forward. But, you know, in her talking points, you can hear, as I think some of the brothers heard, and I don't know if they would agree or not, but what happens in today's society is women put a little too much value, in my opinion, on themselves. They put themselves on certain levels where they purely do not belong. Like the brothers are telling you, we're telling you from a man's point of view. Most men in the modern day society, you're not willing to deal with the older woman who has younger children. That is the problem right there. We like to do the plus minus count. Your age, plus or minus your child, plus or minus what you look like, plus or minus what you are willing to bring to the table. Your willingness to be agreeable, your willingness to follow what we said, what we have in our mind as how we want to run a relationship, how we want to run the household. These are all factors that go into where you get your grade at. A, B, C, D, E, or F, right? That's how it is. Period. Point blank across the board. You can't be a woman who's 35 with that's not extremely gorgeous, and then you bring, as some would say, weapons to the table with you. You got 1 or 2 or 3 kids. You can't do that no matter how much money you make. The men are telling you it doesn't matter how much money you make. For me, it doesn't matter how much money you make. What matters to me is, are you agreeable, right? Do you have an attitude problem? Are you willing to listen and receive instructions? Are you willing to work towards the same goals that I'm working towards? Are you willing to follow my lead? With the men, they keep saying this to you, and I don't understand why it's not getting. Look, I'm a something like this. I'm gonna pass the mic. Okay, if I were a black woman and I'm seeing the men that I'm attracted to, if I'm seeing these men steadily going away from black women, they're steadily going outside the race, they're steadily not even that, they're going outside of the country, I have to stop as a black woman and I have to say, why are all of our men going to other races of women, even if they're going to black women from outside of the country? I have to ask this question: what's wrong with us? And I'll pass the mic.
All right.
It's on you, Fantastic.
All right, look, man, the lady did not lowball herself. She was surprisingly brutally honest. Okay, and it's not be bad. To me, she's not 6 is cool. She is a workable 6. Like if she tries hard, makeup and push up bra and a lot of alcohol. Yeah, she's 6. All right,
Let me ask you this real quick.
What?
Because what I have noticed is men will say that women will kind of price themselves out the game, but I noticed that men don't necessarily agree on what a dime is. Y'all can pretty much say if a woman is obviously unattractive, I think men can agree on what's obviously unattractive. But I have seen men call a woman who might be average looking ugly, or they'll make the average looking woman seem like she is the ugliest woman in the world, when we have seen way more unattractive women. Do you and this is to you, do you think that men actually have a good scale on what attractiveness is?
Yes. Again, this is what, and I was always get to that part of the point. Women got to stop judging women like they think men judge women. Look, you don't have a penis, okay? Again, I keep telling y'all, it's like the dentist when they do the toothpaste commercials. 9 out of 10 dentists recommend penises work pretty much the same way. Once you hit that 8, 9, and dime realm, 9 out of 10 penises, regardless of black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, if he sees that woman, hey, I want some of that, okay? What women like to do is, oh, she's cute, she's attractive here. No, forget all of that. No, stop. Please stop trying to judge. Put a man scale and a woman scale is not on the same, okay? No man is going to say that woman is over a 6 on average. You're going to have some dudes, and then, of course, the scale goes by because, like, the dude that can't get no hoes, of course, a 6 to him is going to get bumped up 2 points because he getting no hoes. None. 0. So everything to him, his scale is going to be lifted up because that's an opportunity, and his penis is just like, yes. Like I said, shout out to anybody that's ever been in the military or whatnot. We got this thing called like a boat 6, right? Or deployment. Well, damn it, fucking Sister George, don't play with me. You know what boat goggles is. That's what I'm saying. So, hey, 2 weeks, once you guys pull out, oh man, that bitch a foe. 2 weeks on the way, damn, but she looking kind of good and shit. By the time you hit that first point, but that bitch a goddamn 7. She done jumped the whole 3 points. But again, that's necessity of your sexual getting that pressure out your back. But yeah, man. but you know, men for the most part have the same scale. Now it does different in like you like them skinny, you like them slim, you like them slim thick, you like them thick, so on and so forth. All that stuff changes. But ultimately, yeah, man, that woman was in her right thing. And what was the other part of her question? The doctor lady. She said something else.
She
So anyway,
wasn't phrasing a question. She just was saying that she lowballed herself because
she
her
didn't.
child is over 10, and she said that you know, she is a six-figure earner. But I was saying she's also a 3. You know,
but
as far as her.
Okay, see, that's what it was. So that's what it was. Okay, so yeah, the child is still a child. Okay, he's a boy. 9 times out of 10, what's his relationship with his father? Is he gonna be able to respect the new man that comes in the thing? Does she respect men?
Well, she said
all these other
piece
things.
of crap. So maybe
Yeah,
not.
so that's what I'm saying.
Well,
No, 9 times
we
out
already
of 10,
saw what's going on now.
Well, 9 times out of 10, that's gonna be an issue. And the other part was it wasn't that. What's the name added a question? I think it was Janelle, your problem is this: men don't qualify for women. Women qualify for men, sweetheart. That's your problem. See, that's the problem with black women's mentality. A black man with absolutely nothing, and I'm not even saying this from a man's perspective. Women prove this because the black man with absolutely nothing, he can get the bad bitch pregnant, no problem. He can have a baby by her. See, look, this woman that came up, she's prime example of proof. This is a woman that's a 6-figure earner. She's 35 years old, all this other thing. She got all this good shit going on by herself. But by her admission, she has an ain't shit baby daddy that's not around, that's not involved, and so on and so forth. So again, a black man don't have to qualify for shit. There is no starting price and range for a black man to get a high value woman or highly attractive woman. Black women prove that. Now, when it comes to, again, you put it the inverse in a proper way, that's how it was supposed to be. The woman has to qualify for the high value man. I think that's what everybody keeps getting this thing. The woman has to qualify for the man, not the man has to qualify for a woman. And furthermore, again, once we start talking about these things and how much money you make and all this other shit and so on and so forth, listen, bro, if you're outside of the major metropolitan areas, especially in the South, bro, if you're in Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, whatever, outside of Atlanta, Montgomery, or whatever fuck the major city is in that place, bro, and you're clearing $80,000 a year, that's the equivalent of like $100,000 pretty much anywhere else, especially depending on where exactly you are in those places. Okay, so let's get out of this thing. And again, if you are making less than him, shut the fuck up. Shut up. If he makes more money than you, bitch, he's high value compared to you. Point blank, period. That's simple math that can't be refuted. If he's making $60,000 a year and you're making 30, or you're making 15, or you don't even have a fucking dental plan at where you work, shut the fuck up. To you, that's the most high value thing you ever gonna work in your life. So black women, get out of your head.
They still are defiant, Mr. Fantastic.
Well, hold on. I'm not worried about the defiant. I'm not worried about the defiant part, bro. And Nuruddin, that dude don't like women no way, bro. So that's a horrible information. That's a horrible example to use.
But anyway, what I'm saying is, but Mr. Fantastic, he just proved that even if you are a 6-figure guy, they don't.
Yeah, bro, he don't want no woman. That's why he don't even use him as an example. But anyway, like I was saying, at the end of the day, man, you guys got to stop acting like you can demand a woman don't demand shit from a man, period. The black woman is the only woman in this society that feels like she can demand anything of a man, and he's just supposed to, make it appear out of thin air. That's the problem.
You mean the take me as I am crowd?
Okay.
Well, hold on, Nuruddin. We wanted to get, thank you, Fantastic, for your theory. We wanted to get Brother Jay in here and then Gabe A on the comment that Dr. Tammy mentioned earlier.
Okay, so what's because I got a little lost. What was the question?
I don't even know.
She was saying that she was lowballing herself, that the woman was lowballing herself because, she's thin, she's
Okay.
she has, her child is over the age of 10 and she's a 6-figure earner. So she should be looking for a 7-figure earner. And she should not be considering herself average, is what she was saying. That she's above average. She said she's a 10.
No, that's see, here's the thing. The problem with women in general is that, well, I won't say it's a problem, but you guys gonna understand, like, sometimes y'all don't really, well, not y'all, but women don't really have a realistic view of how to view themselves. So women will say, "Oh, Lizzo was beautiful. Lizzo is attractive," or it's like, nah, it doesn't. It you know what I'm saying, doesn't work that way. I think that the woman in the video was being brutally honest, which I got to give her kudos. But just by the sheer fact that she's a single mother already pretty much disqualifies herself from being a high value woman automatically. Doesn't matter if he's 13, doesn't matter if he's 18, doesn't matter how much money she makes. She is automatically disqualified from that, from being a high value woman. And the fact that she's over the age of 30 also disqualifies her from being a highly sought after woman as well. And on top of that, the fact that she's not that attractive. So, I think that honestly, where I would rank her, I'd probably rank her as a 4. There's no way in hell that I would even consider a woman like that if I was a high. I mean, hell, even now, you know what I'm saying? It's so I don't think that there's no way in hell that she's even close to a 10. But what was the other question?
That was it.
That was essentially it. Just regarding
and see, this is my problem with the fellas. So I would say that most men would think that Lori Harvey would be a dime, right? You actually have men in the chat who would sit here and say that Lori Harvey was a 7, Beyonce's below a 10, Rihanna is a 6 or a 7, and I'm like,
some of these people just come on.
Are you kidding me?
Hold on. Lori Harvey is not a dime.
Well, hold on, real quick, just while it's on me. I mean,
but
man,
go ahead.
But again,
men though, but it's confusing to me because, like I said initially, men will sit here and say like a woman that is obviously beautiful. We know who's obviously unattractive, but a woman is obviously beautiful. They will actually sit here and say, "Well, she's just average," or she ain't all that.
And it's gonna
hold on.
Like, come on, dog.
I can see it varying between like 1 to 2 points for men. Like some men, I've heard some guy came on here. I can't think of who it was. They said there's no woman that they would ever give a 10 to. So for guys like that, they may rate a little more stringent than other guys. Brown Becky, you're saying that he was
realistic, like.
But if somebody says Lori is an 8, that's still like she's in the top a percent of beautiful women. So I just think some men have a little more flexibility in their scale, where some men are just like, I would never give a woman a 10.
So but the whole thing
hold on,
is,
please.
Let me just say this, Brother Jay, and I'm gonna let you have it. But when a woman says, okay, a woman is average looking, like she may not be a 10, but she's not ugly, she's not horrifically ugly, men will look at us and say, well, women have this scale where we just think all women are beautiful, or we can find the beauty in a woman. But I just kind of feel like men can be ridiculous in a certain aspect when they say certain women are dimes and certain women aren't.
I just have two things to say. Two things to say really quickly. Number one, Lori Harvey, I mean, to me, she's not a dime, but to me, Lori Harvey is objectively attractive. Also, you have to understand, Lori Harvey is 23 years old. The woman in the video was past the age of what is 35. So Lori Harvey is just going to be attractive just by the fact that she's a young woman. So that's number one. Number two, I just want to add that it's quite ironic that not you two specifically, but that women in general like to say that men have these ridiculous standards of beauty, when we all know that it is women who have ridiculously high or unrealistic standards for the average man. You will have women who are 5'1" say, I will only date a man who's over 6 feet tall. You have fat girls saying, I will only date a man wwho's in shape. So women will,
and they're big as a house.
Yes, women will own, for whatever reason, women will love to date men. Like, look, people in the chat, people on a panel, tell me if I'm lying. You see way more instances of bigger fat girls with skinny dudes than skinny black women with fat black dudes. Unless
rich. Yes, that's true.
With a whole lot of buns in the back too.
And shout out to Eisen Sama. He sent us.
I'm making a joke.
Eisen, where's the rest of my money, bro? I need my stuff with interest, dog. Where's my money, homie? Where my money at? And shout out to you, Concrete. You said Sin Santana's a dime, but Lori Harvey isn't. I know, like, girl.
They playing.
So hold on. Let me get in here because
hold on, guys.
We do have more questions.
Yeah, and we have to finish with the panel, so we got to give Gabe a chance, and then Roger reporting Dennis. Gabe, hey, did you answer the question regarding Dr. Tam Taylor's comment?
I don't. So as it concerns the lady in the video, I mean, I think that one thing I did want to bring into the equation is that the whole idea that men have different selection criteria for women, right? Her situation might not necessarily be something that's a deal breaker for some men who are even high earners, right? There are some men who are maybe 50 or so years old that might have been divorced. They have children. They have multiple children, and then they might be just like a family man in general. So a 13-year-old son from a lady who's in her mid-30s might not be the biggest issue for somebody. So that's why I think that there's a range of criteria for men who are even with what we would say high earning men. And I don't think that it's just necessarily based upon age and beauty, quote unquote, which is also relative. I think that occupation is important, right? I mean, I think that a woman earning isn't a bad thing. That I think that Curlin said earlier is that's a plus on top. So it's like an added benefit. Also, as it concerns education too, right? Because a lot of times people get into relationships, they get married, right? And then they bring children into the world. And that child needs to have an environment where education is something that's promoted. If you get with a young lady who pretty much doesn't care about any of that, and you know, these things there might be some divided interest or some misalignment of interest there as it concerns education, whether it's a male or a female child. And I think also socially, like, how is this, like, I've met some women who can be very, or at least in my opinion, have been highly attractive, but they don't really have any social skills. They're just like an introvert that sit in the corner, don't talk to anybody. And that doesn't really align with my lifestyle, or even a lot of higher earning men's lifestyle. So I do want to say that there are other criteria that's important beyond somebody just being just their age and just their beauty, which is relative. And that's all I want to add to it.
Okay.
Thank you, Gabe.
Shout out to O'Shea Lennox. He said she is a Mr. Fantastic face chick. God damn.
Yeah, I hate him.
So she's a handsome woman. I agree that she's a handsome woman.
But we gotta get. Oh, thank you, Christopher, for the super chat.
Shout out to
Christopher. Go ahead.
Oh, shout out to Christopher B. I'm sorry. Will you read the super chat?
Yes, I will. Thank you, Jack Spade, for the super chat. He says, with the high debt to earning ratio of too many women, if she makes 80K, trust she's in debt 2 to 4 times that amount. Money pit broads. Well, I don't know, Jack. She's has a pet grooming business. That doesn't necessarily mean she went to school for it. Maybe she has no debt or minimum debt. Who knows? But interesting point.
Hey, just real quick. Can I do this? Just this is what I meant to say. I'm sorry. That's what you said. Somebody said that, asked the question. That's what the other part of our question was. Why she went on the show, bro? She went on the show to get motherfucking promo. That's free promo. Everybody keep asking why Kevin Samuel's show is such a hit, bro. This is women having the best motherfucking like dating profile ever. Now, this woman said, if she's telling the truth, she just went viral. Proxy of Kevin Samuels. And mind you, like I said, she's not hideous, but she got some shit going on. So the dudes that she want, because what do we know for a fact? Again, like I said, the most important part is a black woman does not give a fuck about taking care of no man. So the nigga that she want, she don't even really want the 6-figure nigga. She want the nigga that's her dream guy. And if her dream guy pops up in her DMs because he saw her on Kevin Samuels and he ain't got a pot to piss in or one to throw it out of, she gonna fly him out and she gonna take care of that nigga. I'll put my life on it.
I hate y'all.
You mean like Cynthia G?
They're so ignorant.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
No, you need
You mean like Sin G?
No, and stop mentioning a woman on here like that. Come on then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to New. He says her face is the pet grooming business.
This is why we get so much flack. Y'all don't know. Y'all are the reason that women don't want to come over. You see how ignorant these people are? We got to hear from Roger and then Dennis.
Well, I mean, Mr. Fantastic has actually dropped a jewel right there at the because I mean, she. I'm not gonna say she's not looking for a high value man. A lot of people do certain things. You can do a lot of great things in life, and you can still be stupid in one area at the same time. So she may be dumb enough to believe that she does qualify for a high value man. She may be that stupid on that note, but everything else she might be brilliant about, except for who she has a baby by, obviously, because that wasn't much into that. But this is what the thing is. She's not in touch with reality. Now, I don't want to dog the lady for looks because I know looks is very important to women. But I will say this: no gentlemen are going to get into an argument about how fine she is. Nobody's going to do that. Okay, so we know that's just off the table. She is trying to evaluate herself as a man to a woman, but she's a woman going toward a man. That's the problem. She thinks her money makes a difference. Money is a bonus, yes, depending upon the woman. Her money is not a bonus. She worked very hard to not listen to a man. She already has a baby by some dude she's already in rebellion to. She's now been making six figures the last 3 years. We know this. She ain't been married yet. We know this. This woman is not a wife. This woman is somebody who wants to control the man, and she's yet to secure the man that she can control. Point blank, period. We got enough information at this point. That's why she has a 13-year-old son, and she doesn't live with that child's father while making six figures. Whatever's going on with that particular dude, ain't she making enough money to solve the problem? But she ain't with him, and that's on purpose. And no, she didn't. Yeah, she didn't give herself she didn't lowball herself at all. Because when you start looking at the factors of her life, not just looks, you know what I'm saying, which I'll explain later on my show. But if you look at her factors of life, she's no more than a 6. She's a 6 at best. At the very top, she's a 6 because of her life situation, not just looks. Why would a high value man work that hard for a 6?
Well,
exactly, Roger.
Lead me to my next question for the panel. Okay, so we know what's
hold
going
on, Danny. Okay. Hold on, Dennis didn't get a chance to answer, and then go ahead with your question.
Hey, shout out to Fantastic. Fantastic hit the nail on the head when he said that. But I'm gonna take it a step further. So here's the thing. I mean, if I was a woman, I would go on the show too because it's free publicity, and also if you actually get accepted into Kevin Samuels the mix, what does that mean? That means that you now have instant access to high value men, not only in your area but potentially around the world. So if you're a woman, it makes sense to go on Kevin Samuels show because it's just free publicity. But I'm gonna get back to what I think it was either Concrete Rose brought up about this Lori Harvey being a dime or whatever. You also got to understand that what men view women differently than you guys view her. So you may say that she's a 10, but we may say that she's a 7. Also, you also got to understand that a lot of these pictures that they are showing are when they're absolutely at their best with the makeup on, the eyelashes, the filters. That's why a lot of guys are saying these women aren't really that dimes, because here's the thing: at some point you got to take that off. So yeah, she.
But Sin don't use Sin Santana don't use all filters and all that stuff too. I understand that men judge differently than us, and I understand that life choices also will impact things. So people may be looking at her at the fact that she was messing with Future, she messed with Justin, then his daddy, and that may take her down a few pegs. So I do know that maybe we're not considering those things.
No, but the whole thing with the attractiveness is that most men would say that Lori was a dime, and it's not me being a woman thinking that Lori is an attractive woman, but most men would say that she's a dime. I notice when we get to this space in particular, these men tend to underrate the woman just for the sake of underrating her. And I just wanted to bring that out as a point. But shout out to Rec Train for the super chat. He says, I feel sorry for. And shout out to Larry Rogers for the super sticker. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, guys.
Are we ready?
Let me say this real quick about
I have
the
to say
Lori
something
Harvey
also,
thing.
Roger.
Okay. Go ahead.
After you, Roger.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say this. I mean, you're gonna have some guys who just gonna judge real hard. I don't even know why you would throw certain stuff out there when it comes to obviously beautiful women, but men preferences do make a difference. You know what I'm saying? Because a person I argue with, to me, Kelly Rowland far beats Rihanna. Most guys tell me Rihanna's a 10. I've never seen Rihanna as a 10. I can't see her as a 10. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can tell me to convince me that Rihanna is anywhere near a 10. You know what I'm saying? And I say that Kelly Rowland is finer than her. There's guys who's not going to necessarily agree with that. So it ain't just you being bitter. We just don't see everything the exact same way.
Roger.
I'm not saying Rihanna ain't attractive, but Rihanna is nothing special as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? Kelly Rowland fans, I don't know what. Her and Rihanna are not even in the same league, in my opinion. When Destiny's Child came out, Beyonce was never the coldest one to me. And I didn't even like Kelly Rowland the best. It was some other girl that ain't even in the group no more that look better to him. So sometimes we just see some a different way, but we'll say she's not a 10, but you don't put any type of comparison thing, anything there. So it's an out of context comment, which you don't really understand. Because if I told y'all Rihanna is not a 10, a lot of guys would fight me over that. But there's other women that we can agree that is a 10.
Well, no. Let me. The 10 is 10 is perfection. So that's why a lot of dudes, women use that term. Dudes don't even say. Most dudes even say, and especially even outside of the space, the dudes will say, "Bro, there ain't no such thing as a 10." Where again, 10 out of 10 dudes gonna be like, "She's perfect." And again, that's the trifecta. That's strictly, they ain't got nothing to do with attitude or nothing. It's just all physical attributes. She a 10 in the face. She got the perfect breasts for her body type. Usually got a slim waist. You know what I'm saying? Then she got wide hips. She got a fat ass. All of that shit. She's like the perfect chick. Her feet cute. She ain't got no motherfucking hammer toes. No goddamn bunions. No corn. None of that. She ain't got no weird ass. She ain't got no toe thumbs. She perfect. All right, so that's why it's not that dudes are trolling or people are trying to reduce a female. It's just that when you say 10, man, she got to be bad. And like I said, Laura Harvey, she's extremely attractive, but her body isn't like extreme like that. She's not. She doesn't have like this just crazy ass banging body. So like I said, she's extremely pretty in the face. But to say Laura Harvey is a 10, that's not a hard argument to make. Sin Santana is a chick that used to mess with Joe Budden, right? Or they engaged. She just had a baby.
His baby mama.
Yeah, Sin Santana, and same thing like what's name. I don't think she's a 10 either. Like I said, man, a lot of these not mainstream people, Instagram, personalities, influencers. Though it's some 10s out there, and most of them aren't like mainstream things. But again, like I said, those will be the dudes that you find out end up being a baby mama of one of these rap dudes or athlete dudes because she a 10, but she not, on the celebrity level just yet. So just like old girl before she fell off, before she hit like 30 and tattooed her whole face up at one point in time. What's her name? Kanye West old lady? Wiz Khalifa.
Amber Rose. Yeah,
Amber Rose in her prime was a fucking 10. And I like nigga, anybody say not now. I say in her prime, brother. I specifically prefaced it with her in her prime. And again, she was the reason why all these chicks started cutting their goddamn hair off like little boys and thinking they could pull it off like she did.
Okay.
So
I like to add to something.
No, baby, that was Eve. That was not Amber Rose. Don't give her that credit.
That was Eve. But I would go.
Eve didn't have shit on Amber Rose. Y'all fucking kidding me?
I'm saying that's why a lot of us black women cut our hair off.
All right, here it is. To Mr. Fantastic point, I would say that what a 10 is subjective. A 10 is subjective based upon the man's personal preference. All right?
Thank you.
I'm listening to you, and the women that you would pick as 10s would be light-skinned women, in my opinion. This is just what I'm hearing from you. I agree, however, with what Roger said. Roger said it best a moment ago. In my opinion, as far as the group Destiny Child, the 10 in that group would be Kelly Rowland. To me, Kelly Rowland would be a better looking woman than, to me, because it's personal preference, it's subjective. To me,
Kelly Rowland is a much better looking woman than Rihanna is, to me, because it's based on personal preference.
Well, Danny had a question that she wanted to ask, and thereafter we'll just dialogue and chop it up about the topic. Danny, what was your question that you wanted to ask?
Would the fellas on the panel date a female boss? Like if she's a boss bitch, if she's an entrepreneur, she got it together on that side, would you date her if she was an average looking woman?
That depends, Sister George.
It depends. It's subjective. It depends on her attitude. You could be a boss. You could be a boss bitch, but if you come off with men, see, it's the power dynamics that count. It's the male-female power strength dynamic that count. You could be a boss bitch on your job or your entrepreneurship and all that other shit, but when you come home, it's a place. It's a hierarchy that exists when you talk about male-female strength dynamic. I meet a lot of females on my jobs that are the same rank, and some of them bitches, you can't tell them nothing, and I feel sorry for their husbands. Because them bitches are like, I'm the shit. What I say goes. Da 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 da. And then
I told your ass to wash them dishes.
Right. And then there are other women who are in the same position that we're in, as far as rank is considered, time on the job, and all this other stuff. They have that, boss mentality. But you could tell that when they go home or when they're with their husbands, because I've seen it, their husbands run the fucking show. You could tell when a bitch thinks I stay away from women who wear the little boss chain. They got the little shit bossy or sassy, or they got the little license plate boss bitch or whatever it is. I stay away from hoes. One because most of them females like that, they already put themselves on an equal plateau with men. And I would say this, and I'm gonna give y'all something to think about. Women only want things to be equal as long as they have the advantage, for the most part, not all. So that goes to that boss bitch comment, the question that you just asked. Most of them want things to be equal. I'm equal to you. I do what a man can do. Da, 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 da. But when it comes down to it, when the advantage is gone, then they want to fall back into that female role. Protect me. Help me.
I agree.
Protect me. Help me. I need somebody. I know a bitch that I need somebody to come help me move my refrigerator. But she's a boss bitch who doesn't need a man. It doesn't work that way.
Right, or when it's time to protect them.
And Q, now they're pushing their own cars.
Loud noise is, or who breaking in, then they want the man to do that.
These are your boss bitches. See, there's a false sense of, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And Q.
And
Q.
Wait, let her read the super chat. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Shout out to O'Shea Lennox. He said if she would humble herself, that would surpass her bloodhound face.
Wow, O'Shea. The thing is, she was extremely sweet. She didn't seem like, she had a nasty disposition or anything.
I didn't think she was horrible, but shout out to Big Tony with the $20 super chat. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, guys.
Nuruddin, you first, and then what your answer to the
I would like to go behind Nuruddin.
Okay.
Yeah, what's going on, man? Listen, those are the same women that say, well, they are boss. I hate saying that word. I say boss itches. And then all of a sudden they're pushing their own car down the freeway after it broke down. And I'm looking at it like, well, wait a minute, what happened to all that bossiness? I thought you could just boss anybody or boss anything around and all sort of good stuff. And those be the same ones that want you to protect them, guide them, help take care of their kids and all sort of crazy stuff. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, you're a boss lady. You should be, bossing it up. And I say to them sometimes, being a boss, you have to pay the cost. Yeah, you may have to take some responsibility when shit goes horribly wrong. So, and a lot of times, am I right? Am I right, Q? When things go horribly wrong, then all of a sudden they want you. Then all of a sudden they want you.
Nerdy.
No. Go in that federal building and ask them to help you.
I think Nuruddin's making a good point on this particular instance.
Yes. Yeah, because remember and it's against the law. So I just point them to the nearest federal building and say, get all that protection that you need.
Building, child, the federal building.
You're damn right.
That's hilarious, but he's actually making a good point. Because I'm gonna say this. First of all, any woman who refers herself to in that manner, I don't want you. Period. You don't. I ain't concerned with your income. You don't make enough money to tell me anything just because you simply refer yourself to that. Once you start calling yourself a bitch, ain't nothing we can do. You know what I'm saying? Period. Because then when I call you a bitch, then you're gonna have a problem. So you're gonna call yourself a bitch, but you're gonna tell me you stupid. You're an idiot. Okay. Then on top of that, Naradine actually makes a good point because this happened to me last night. I was out, my tire went out.
Wait, so
I
you
had to
or
no, I'm saying for example, what happened to me last night. I was out driving, my tire went flat. Okay. I didn't have a piece to my jack so I can actually take the lug nuts off. So I had to call a tow truck, had to pay $75. That was like a fee to get your car towed. But I had to pay $75 just because I couldn't get the lugs off at that moment. You see what I'm saying? And it's all good. I'm just gonna go get another one because I let my brother use it. I just didn't get it back from him. But now I got caught without it. So okay, boom, I just paid the $75, keep it moving, it ain't that big a deal. But there are women who would consider themselves that, and they get stuck on the side of the road, and they do want men to help. I've seen that happen on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? And they do think extremely highly of themselves. Yeah, they do. I'm saying you made a good example because I've seen many women who they get into that little bit of trouble. Now they're meek. Now they're fragile. Now they need somebody else to step in. And I'll just pay the money. You see what I'm saying? Now, did I want to pay $75 to do something I could have did myself? Of course I didn't want to. But what was the situation? Man, tire went flat. I got to do something. I got to make a move because I wasn't going to sit there all night. So fat, I'm going to go and pay the little fee and just keep it moving. A lot of women don't want to do that. When they want to be a boss when it sounds good and when it feels good, but when you start talking about paying for stuff like a boss, then it turns into an issue. That's why I say on a regular basis that especially for black men, it makes no sense to date a woman that makes more money than you. Not because men are intimidated by women, because that's the lie they tell all the time. Women who make more than her man usually are not very respectful women. They pursue men
financially.
They pursue men who make less than them only to talk about them like a dog. And men in the black community, you pretty much got to choose between one of the two things. Either you have the dollars, or you know what I'm saying? You got to have dollars to get dignity in the black community. When you don't have the dollars, you don't get dignity from women. Because even though people talk about the guys who ain't really doing nothing with themselves, the non-productive guys, when you actually look at how women treat those guys, yeah, he may get to cheat on them. Yeah, he may get to talk crazy to her every once in a while, but she checked that nigga on a regular basis.
Right,
so that nigga got to put his pride to the side and give up all his dignity just so he can live off a woman. Now, if women acted more like men in that scenario, because men will take care of women without an issue, it wouldn't be a problem. But women don't want to be the breadwinner. They want to make the money, but you don't want to be the breadwinner in terms of the breadwinner took care of the family. Women don't want to do that. So it's pointless to date one that makes more money than you because she don't want to be the breadwinner and she don't want to take the responsibilities on that come with being a breadwinner, and she wants to be disrespectful to you while not being a breadwinner. So that's like two big L's a man is taking 9 times out of 10 if he's dealing with a sister. Now, let you be a white guy, none of that stuff matters. You perfect as long as you white. You know what I'm saying? So it's very obvious how sisters operate. So it don't make sense to even deal with sisters from that type of scenario. And that's why I was highlighting the fact that with that lady in that video, she makes 6 figures now. She ain't been married yet. She got a kid. She's already in rebellion to a man. That woman ain't trying to have nobody tell her what to do. So why are you calling Kevin Samuels to talk about a high value man when you go? Lord knows you done did everything you could to make sure you ain't never got to listen to one.
Well, I think he brought up
if
another.
you look at her response to what I'm sorry, really quickly, Mr. Fantastic, and I'll shush. But I think if you look at her response to what Kevin was saying, I think Kevin was extremely direct, but he was not being abrasive and just nasty with her. If
she didn't accept it though.
Yeah, if she can't even accept what he's saying, just think about her having a high value man in her life and him telling her something. I don't know that she would necessarily fly off the handle, but she may try that manipulation that women
we
try
know she's not gonna
listen.
We saw enough of that conversation to know she's not listening to no high value man. She didn't give a damn who Kevin Samuels was. Period. Exactly. And that's nothing against Kevin Samuels. That's just on her. Exactly. Okay. That's just on her.
Well, I think he brought Yeah, I think Roger Report brought up another great point, man, that we always seem to get into here. And Nuruddin did speak to it earlier, even though it wasn't fitting because of that he a bear meat nigga. But anyway,
That's okay.
um the dynamic of black male leadership, black male being in power, and the woman is always but if, or and this, or if the shit is like when you get the toy for your kid and it's like some assembly required. A black woman can never just outright respect the black man. She gonna say, okay, this is a black man. I see him, I'm attracted to him, he has these traits that I like, I'm gonna submit. It's gonna be like, oh well, I'll submit if, I'll submit and, I'll submit when, I'll submit,
Knowing damn well they won't.
In addition to, it's always these motherfucking stipulations, man. But
That's
if
a
it's the
good
white
point.
man, if it's the white man or the motherfucking or the Hispanic man or even the Asian man, and those everybody knows Asian men aren't seen as like those dudes are like the most disrespected and most beta considered males of all the world. Even their women date out at the highest rate. Their own women want them to leave. But black women are willing to even submit to those men. And that's the issue and big problem here that, we start talking about that. Black men could never get the answer. Why won't black women just submit to a black man because he's a man, period? You don't
when you
do
build something.
It was interesting.
Even when you build something, it ain't gonna happen.
That she needs a man to make over $100,000 in order for her to submit. But what happens when you land that man and he loses his job? Like, I have a close friend who is dating a guy and has been for some time, where he was making well over six figures, but when COVID happened, he lost his job. So he's no longer making over six figures. Does the respect go out the window if something happens he's
it's called monkey branch.
Right.
It's called monkey branch. If the man won't be able to replace that same level of income at a fast enough rate for her comfort. It's all about what her comfort is. She's gonna get another dude anyway.
Yeah, and that's
Women
why
don't
you
care
don't
about that type of stuff.
Yeah, that's why you don't. That's why you never get a 10. A 10 is always ready. She's always got some nigga in that she's flirting with, or she's having some, orbiter or whatever, waiting to just in case your whole world falls apart. She got some other nigga that she can run to and take care of her to replace you at the same level. Another thing too, Dr. What's name just said something. Listen, I love when women make the argument,
She
you
says,
submit to your wife.
when you're married.
Well, again, you have to prove yourself wife worthy first, ma'am. Okay.
Exactly.
You don't just start being a damn wife and acting like a wife once we've traded goddamn vows. If you can't show me that you have wife qualities beforehand, why the hell would I roll the dice and then expect your submission after you got,
But wait a minute.
That's ridiculous.
Wait a minute. I have a point.
Submission isn't like a switch, though, that you flip. Like, okay, well, I'm only going to submit after the wedding, immediately after we say our vows. That's not a switch. People don't work like that. If I'm unwilling to submit to you now, it's unlikely that I'll be. And they may say, okay, well, once we marry, I'll submit, but that may be short-lived.
Usually BS.
Usually
BS.
Real quick.
Hold on, let her.
Real quick. Okay, men say that, right? But men actually have requirements of before they actually do certain things for you, unless you are their girlfriend or their wife. If a guy says he pumps and dumps you, that guy does not feel like he owes you anything. The guy will pump and dump you and say that he does not even owe you to change your tire if you were to get stuck out in the rain and you got a flat tire. He's saying that you would have to be his wife or his girlfriend for him to do that for you.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane.
No. Hold on. Let me explain it.
But it's just the simple fact that men are saying that they want submission from a woman right off the bat. When they meet a woman, they want her to be nice and feminine and submissive, but they have stipulations on what they would do as a man for a woman when they meet that woman. But I'm gonna read these super chats and I'm gonna let y'all go.
Well, hold on, before you read the super chats, Danny. Before you read the super chats, I just want to say something really quickly. When you guys are like doing the blatant disrespect, but you're super chatting, we will gladly accept your super chat, but we're gonna stop reading them. Like y'all can't just be blatantly disrespectful. Now you can say
I'm glad
something,
y'all
just
learning.
be tactful.
I see y'all learning.
Child, you know, all this is hard. Shout out to Christopher B.
Yeah, but
I said I'm gonna
ahead.
read the chats and I'm gonna let y'all go. Shout out to Christopher B. He says if a man says he deserves a high value woman, then because he is 5'4", he is delusional. Same here. Some women have no idea of men's appraisals of their attributes. Christopher B, I think that's an excellent point. Shout out to NEU. He says
don't even.
delusions. Take the big girl. She can take it. She ain't worried about him because she a high value woman.
Yeah, but if we let them do it with one person that can take it, then somebody
Girl, they've been
can.
doing it. But they've been doing it.
I know they've been doing it all day, but like we're gonna chill it out because it's not, come on, like y'all, seriously.
Shout out to Larry Rogers Jr. He says attraction equals obvious looks. Arousals equals making my hose pipe throb. Something women don't take into account when judging other women because men are the only ones with the equipment to do so.
Yeah,
so
I told y'all.
Say that 6-figure dude. Never mind, child. Y'all go ahead.
Let me ask a question.
I
just want to ask a question. If The Rock, obviously a very handsome man, if he were to start dating Precious and pull her up on his arm and all this, what you can't tell me that wouldn't turn your head and be like, what the fuck is going on here?
People would laugh at him.
That wop
for the ladies.
You know what?
If The Rock, wait a minute. Or if The Rock were to go out there and get Lizzo, and you couldn't tell me that you wouldn't be like, what the fuck is going on here? That's to the ladies.
Lizzo got that wop.
No, the wobble. It's a difference between a wop and a wobble.
You see what I mean?
Let me say this really quickly.
We would never hear the end of it.
There is the point.
You say that. Go ahead.
There is the point right there of how women view this situation and how men view this situation. Because I know every man on this panel, if The Rock were to grab a Lizzo or a Precious and talk about, oh, I'm so in love and da-da-da-da, you can't tell me. Every man on this panel would be like, what the fuck wrong with him? You can't tell me that.
And women would laugh at him. We would, as guys, we would laugh at him. He would be laughed at.
We would assume he lost the bet. Let's be realistic. We would assume he lost the bet.
See, so yet again,
that's what
the point is here that
women the sisters would celebrate it.
Women want to take me as I am, accept my fucked up. Women want. I'm sorry.
You mean like Sophia A. Nelson?
No,
she got engaged.
Want women to take them as they are because they make a certain amount of money and because they're men, and I gladly accept that premise. But men, it's like if a man makes a certain amount of money, if a man makes over $40,000 a year, he expecting her to be fine. She gotta be.
No, you don't.
She can't.
Listen.
Before we go too far off the course, I wanted to respond to something that Fantastic was saying. He in reference to, or no, actually Danny brought this up in reference to men having a list of things that they won't do for a girl that they're just seeing. I think that is all about the woman having standards too, because I ain't never dated a man who wouldn't come and change my tire, who wouldn't come to my aid if I needed him. I mean, if I'm dating you, and we've known each other for any real length of time, I'm expecting you to come to my aid. That doesn't mean that I'm submitting to you out the gate, meaning I'm washing your feet or
why not
something crazy, but you're going to get my feminine energy. I'm not going to be afraid of walking my submission.
But that's the point. Hold on.
That's the whole point, Concrete.
That's the whole point, Miss Rose.
Y'all
want you to do it.
Y'all want to hold back and divvy shit out little bit by little bit.
No, I'm not saying that I'm going to divvy things out. That's the same thing. Like I'm getting to know you.
No. Hold on.
I'm getting to know you. That doesn't mean.
But no. Let me hop in real quick. Let me say this.
They feel it's their actual birthright to have have that.
No, but still, let me hop in.
Go ahead, Fantastic.
Bro, let me hop in. This is my point again to what Sister George was saying. Listen, that's what checks and balances are. And Concrete Rose is making the point. If you are dealing with a dude that's got you on a pump and dump level, that's your fault.
Right.
Okay.
Facts.
You should have whatever it takes, whether your daddy taught you, your uncle, or your just life experience or whatever the hell. If you give your box away to a nigga that's just gonna, put a whole lot of that white stuff in it and give you nothing else, hey, that's on you.
That's facts. That's
on you. So that's not.
Mr.
Hold
Fantastic.
on, hold on, bro. So this is what I'm saying. So this is a two-sided thing.
Okay.
So again,
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. So it's a two-sided.
And I want to say something after this.
And so if a man chooses a woman that is not submissive and is not following his program, that's his fault. His fault.
You're right. No, I agree. No, yeah. Wait. You're 1,000% right, and this is what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying though. But listen, for the black man to see, this is where the caveat comes in. It's very, very hard. You guys already admitted to this, so it's kind of like, against you at the same time, against your argument. Black women intrinsically and instinctively don't respect the black man. So it's extremely harder for him to even find a chick that's going to submit. And then when he says, okay, well, look, Shawty, you cool to deal with. You cool to hit. You cool to, have sex with and all these other things. You cool to have fun with. But when it comes to a long-term relationship or marriage, I can't do it because you don't want to listen to me. And then when he says that and realizes that, hold on. When he realizes that and says it, he calls it off after so many years or months or whatever it may be of the long-term relationship. Now he's the bad guy, the fuck boy, the dude that's playing games because of you, not him. Because again, he's giving you the things that he want. He whatever, he's taking care of that for you. He's changing the tire. He helping you out with certain things and whatnot, what have you, whatever it may be. And he's willing to be with you on that level. When it comes to elevating to the next level and you start asking these questions, oh, well, what are we? Okay, well, it's easy. Well, are you going to submit? Submit. I'm not your wife. Well, okay, Shawty, you're not my wife. Thank you. Your contract is up and I'll be on to the next one.
So y'all pay bills for women y'all just dating.
You say what now?
Can I just finish this because I wanted to finish at the end of my point. But Danny, that is a good question. I just wanted to say this. When I say that my submission comes in stages, that's with anything with me. Like the deeper the connection, the more you're going to gain from me. I'm not coming out the gate doing certain things regarding intimacy. I'm not coming out the gate doing, everything under the sun for you because I barely know you. As the connection deepens, the more it will be revealed from me. And but it's not me intentionally holding back my submission until a certain stage. I'm wired, the way that I'm wired requires a certain type of connection before you get to a certain level with me.
So in response to that, let me get in here. Let me respond to that real quick. And I'm gonna pass the mic. In response to that, Concrete, it goes the same way. Before I start breaking my back for you, before I start taking you on little trips, before I start spending my money, hard-earned money on you, before I start doing any of those things that you think you deserve, it has to be a deeper connection. You got to start.
I'm not the type of chick that expects that until we develop a strong
That's not what we talk. That's not what we're talking about. What we're saying is there has to be a transactional, even trade-off here, and a lot of times.
And I respect that. I wouldn't expect you to take me on trips before I'm fully emerged into the relationship.
So we're both saying basically the same thing. The problem is this right here, and I said it plenty of times. I'll say it here, and I'm gonna pass the mic. Women are trying to get what men have in their pockets, in their wallets, meaning money, without giving up little to next to anything that they got in their panties. Men, on the other side, are trying to get what women have in their panties without giving up next to little, if anything, that they have in their wallets. That's the transactional piece of it.
Thank you.
A lot of women want men to just come in and start breaking them off out the door, start helping them with their rent and car note and taking them on trips and buying and doing. But they're not willing to go down there and grease that hose. They're not willing to go down, bend over backwards, drop it like it's hot. They're not willing to do all that shit. They want to hold off and start. This is what I mean. They want to hold off and they want to divvy that shit off because each party, man and woman, they're trying to make the other person prove themselves so that the relationship will deepen. This is what's happening in today's dating scene. This is what's going on out there. A lot of women like, I'm not giving a man shit. Suck your dick. You crazy? Well, then they'll come right back and they'll say shit like, my car is broke down. I was wondering, like, and the dude is like, wait a minute, bitch, hold on.
Exactly.
I haven't even checked the oil. I ain't even put my dipstick in yet. But you coming in here talking about, $800-900 to get a transmission change your car.
Listen, man.
I'm still.
And the thing is, they expect you to do it. But they expect that out of you, even though they're not willing to do that for you.
But that's
they're trying to go backwards. See, they want to be stronger, independent, and have all these good things when it suits them. But when things happen and when shit hits the fan, now all of a sudden they want you. That's why the brothers are walking away. That's why they're going to Becky and Mailing and all sort of good stuff. That's what's happening.
Listen, bro, I have a milkshake policy, man. Until you motherfucking sample this milkshake, we ain't talking no. We ain't talking.
Oh my God.
Until you sample this milkshake,
So that's my.
So does that mean you wouldn't change a tire before you've had sex with a woman?
You're damn right. That's the policy.
Damn right.
Telling you. Like, what the fuck don't you understand?
But the thing about it is, we tell them they're still headstrong on doing what they're doing. That's the reason why a lot of these guys are fleeing.
Shout out
they're not going to put themselves out there for nothing.
Hold on, man. Let her read the super chat.
Shout out to Mike Henry. He says, Precious just married a multi-millionaire. Women better start taking notes. Now, honey, women can't take notes on Precious because Precious is probably one out of a lot to marry.
A trillion.
Ain't nobody taking notes on that. Don't nobody want that no way.
But I had a follow-up question, but I want to make sure everybody has their whatever out.
Hey, hold on. Let me get up in here, Sister George. I actually just thought of a really good analogy for this. So let's just say that you're applying to medical school or law school, right? They have obviously prerequisites. So here's the thing: if I'm applying to medical school or law school, I can't go up and say, well, hey, once I get accepted, I'll show you guys I show you guys the 3.7 GPA, or I'll show you guys the MCAT score. That doesn't.
You mean they're trying to finesse?
Right. Essentially, what they're trying to do is they're trying to finesse the guy. I mean, it's hilarious to me. It's hilarious that women don't understand this. If you want a guy to be something that's long term, you have to show him up front that you have the capabilities and that you have the qualities that he can actually take to be a long term. If I'm applying,
but that's not happening now.
Hold on.
Wait a minute, Nordine.
If I'm applying to medical school, I can't apply with a 1.0 GPA and then tell the admissions faculties, oh yeah, I'm going to get it together, or I'm actually going to show you guys what I'm truly capable of when I'm in there. That doesn't make any sense to them. They're going to be like, what the hell is this? Same thing for what dudes are doing now. And it makes it's that's the way it should be. You can't you got to show the guy that, hey, I do have these certain capabilities or qualities for him to consider you long term. And another thing is a lot of women still are not understanding this. Your beauty will get you a hookup. It's the internal qualities that will make that guy consider whether he wants to either be in a relationship or marry you. Just because you have a lot of sexual options, that does not mean that you have a lot of relationship or long-term or marriage options. They gotta get that out of your head. Not you, but I'm just talking about just women in general.
I got my house. Never mind.
Yeah.
I did have a question for the panel, and Duradine, you can go, and then I'll ask my question after you finish.
Okay, go ahead.
She said,
I was gonna let her finish her question first before I answered.
Okay. My question to the panel is, if a woman is a high value or a high earning woman, does she have any rights to have certain requirements? Because most of you guys seem to have this thing like, oh, she makes this much money and she can't tell me who I should be as a man. And I just kind of I'm looking at it. Men have a lot of requirements for who they want to date. I think that is fair. I think that is just. I'm just thinking like a woman who is making 6 figures, she is not going to go to your local Burger King. She is not looking for the homeboy at Burger King. She ain't looking for the McDonald's manager. She wants somebody who's able to be on her level. Is she wrong for having those?
But Sister George, high earnings
before we
doesn't
answer that
mean
question,
anything to guys. That's what we keep trying to tell y'all. High earnings does not mean anything.
Well, let me say something before we even move in this direction, because I wanted to say something. I got a phone call. At the end of the day, what people gonna have to just realize: submissive women are just submissive. Point blank, period. If a woman is submissive, she's gonna be submissive to you, whether you broke, have no job at all, or she's gonna be submissive to you if you're rich. Now, what a woman will do, she will be selective on who she's going to be submissive to, but she's gonna be submissive to any man she's with. She's not going to make a measurement of the man and say, I'm going to be submissive. Any man she accepts, she's going to be submissive to. So it has nothing to do with a person's accomplishment. It has something to do with who she is as a person. If she don't like you as a person, she ain't going to be with you.
Yeah, but hold on. I think that's the problem, though. It's a lot of black women that are with men. They're just with them, but they're not submissive to them. They're not submitting to them. They're not all the way. Like it's all these conditions.
They're just a fixture.
And
no, there are no conditions. That's all I'm saying. There are no conditions. Anything she's saying, she's just lying to you. If you dumb enough to believe it, that's on you as a man. She's lying. You're an idiot, and you're taking a woman that's not submissive to you because you're too stupid to want better.
Well, no, it's not about. And again, you guys,
basically, that's a fixture,
bro.
It's just a feature.
I'm not saying that about you, Mr. Fantastic. I'm saying in general when it comes.
No,
to
I'm not even
that,
taking it. Listen, that's what I'm trying to. This is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Listen, that's what I'm saying, bro. It sounds good, but again, if that was the case, the divorce rate wouldn't be as high. This whole gender war that we have between black women and black men wouldn't be as prevalent as it is, man. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. The black woman by like from childhood is not taught to respect a black man because the majority of them grow up without a father in a household. So what you have happen is this, and I'm gonna put my personal situation into this as to where
we're not disagreeing.
Well, okay,
we're not disagreeing, bro.
Okay, well, all right. I'm not saying the person.
I'm saying they're not submissive. I'm saying they're not submissive in general.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though.
Put in front of them, they're not going to submit to. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So like, if you and so this takes us to the next point, like because like Concrete Rose says, and I saw that little damn meme y'all pick. I hope y'all saw my comment. All right, y'all out here got dudes snatching.
I didn't see it yet.
Y'all snatching your sons away from these
up because he didn't want his son to be a simp. It wasn't because the girl was light skinned.
No, she was white. I thought she was white, but I'm pretty sure she was white. She was white. He was snatching her. Yeah, he was snatching her away because she was non-black. And like I said, y'all keep playing this game.
Because he was a simp. He didn't want his son giving that little girl flowers.
Okay, well, I thought it was because of the white thing. I thought it was because of the racial aspect of it.
No, black men.
Okay.
For white women.
Too. I was clapping.
Yeah, see, that's why Concrete Rose was clapping. So that was my interpretation. Okay, so never mind then. Blame Concrete Rose.
Concrete, Sister George, can I go in?
Sure. I'm sorry.
Well, after you, go ahead, man. I'll let you take my spot.
Yeah.
And then I got something to say about that.
To y'all. Can I jump in? Okay. Let me say this. What's up, Sister George, Concrete Rose? All right. So I'm listening to you all. Great content. This comes from a cat that I met. This reminded me of something. And he goes by, and I just met him. I don't know him. And he goes by the name of Memphis Bleak. I don't know if you all remember him back in the old days of Jay-Z.
Honey.
Yeah. Well, he's a cool cat in person. So check this out. This reminded me of something that that was mentioned, Concrete Rose. I think you mentioned as far as like the feet part. There was something about like, why would I do his feet right out the gate or something happened. And another gentleman on the panel said, well, why not? That's what caught me. And I thought about Memphis Bleak and Jay-Z and Missy Elliott. They got a call, Is That Your Chick? I love that song. Is That Your Chick? I feel that, is that your chick? And I wanted to jump on it and that just asked the question to a lot of black men and to what you were saying about feet. Do black men, do we have that chick? Do you have that type of chick? I say that to say that right out the gate, and this throws in the general. The general, like myself, he has more time put in as far as traveling, experiences in other countries, different cultures. Right off the top, you have different ladies, Sister George, Concrete Rose, to that aspect of the feet part of why you shouldn't. You have some right out the gate that are willing to like wash your feet, bathe you. Now, I'm not saying that they hoes and prostitutes, but usually that's what they'll do.
She'll wash the next man.
But if she does, but I'm speaking on different qualities now. If that's what she does, that's what she does. But it's already been embedded in her from a young age on what she should do, because we're speaking on this submission and this back and forth. Why shouldn't I? You shouldn't do it from out the gate, and you should do it on certain, aspects of, certain stipulations. And I'm thinking to myself, you have others that'll be like, they're willing to do it, no questions. There shouldn't be well, you owe me this. You can't. I won't do it unless you do this for me. We have this in this Western society, this tit for tat, so to speak, where I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that unless you do this. Or unless there's certain things you got to give me. And it's like I'm not going to say the game. It's all messed up in comparison. It's like a debate, you know what I mean? Of this and that, tit for tat, when it should be. Because I nothing against you, a Concrete Rose. You was like, well, why? I'm not just going to do that. When you have it's this fight of like with others, as far as competition, that they don't have a problem in doing it. So why, when it comes to our black women, it's an argument? Nothing against you, Concrete Rose. I'm just saying as a disclaimer. Why is it an argument? And you have others that are willing to do it, to say, you know what, I want to do it. And I get what you're saying. If they'll do it for you, they'll do it for others. That might be so. But the point is, they going to do it.
They're winning.
Regardless. Okay?
Well, that's black men's fault. That's black men's fault. We've accepted too many women who don't want to be submissive to us. I'm not saying there's ever a problem for a woman to not be submissive to any particular type of guy. But a submissive woman is just going to be submissive. So maybe she wants to only be submissive to a guy who makes a certain amount of money, but then that's what she's going to seek out. She's not going to mess with a dude who making $30,000 a year if she's not going to be submissive to him. She's going to go find what she wants and be submissive to that. The whole issue is black men just accept women that are not submissive to them, and that's their fault for accepting.
I caution every woman to be selective with, just jumping out the gate, giving submission to some guy. How can you tell us that it's important to vet, it's important to get to know people? I literally was talking about in the getting to know a man stage. Why would I jump out the gate submitting to someone and I'm getting to know this person?
But the cold part,
because that's who you are. Because that's who you are.
Wait. One at a time.
Too many people. Yeah.
I don't even know that you're, how productive you are. I barely know anything about you, but I'm supposed to jump out the gate, not knowing you, giving you my full submission. Not in this day and age, not living in a Western society. I would not advise any woman to do that.
I'm gonna read the super chat and then I'm gonna have my say on that. Shout out to Jack Spade. He says a woman is never the end game within a man's life's journey. She is the passenger he can choose to share the experience with, nothing more than that. What Concrete is saying, and this is what I'm thinking, I think most women will come into a situation being respectful. Respect and submission is two totally different things. It's two totally different things. I think submission has to be earned from a woman through trust. You're being able to keep your word, you being the man that you say that you are. She opens herself up to be submissive to you. Women are naturally submissive to the men that they want to be submissive to. I do agree to that. But with most women will be cordial and respectful, but that's not necessarily submission. And I think that's what
that women should get their cooperation, but not, fully submitting to a stranger.
Well, no. Hello.
The thing is, none of that is good enough. None of that's good enough as an answer. At the end of the day, if you're not going to be submissive to me, why are you dating me? You have a phone. You have a phone.
She's not going
you have.
Submissive.
Let me say what I'm saying, please. You have phones. You have people that FaceTime. People get on the computer. People talk to each other. If you're uncomfortable with the man, you're not supposed to be doing anything with the man. It's just that simple.
If you're getting to know him, you do need to make contact with him besides the phone.
Concrete Rose, hold on, Concrete Rose. You saying hold back? Okay, I get you. Okay, so I don't know you because you're holding back. You're not even showing me your true self.
So while you over here trying to hold back, I done dumped you and moved on to somebody else who actually gave me what I wanted. And then you'll be looking like, and I'm not saying you personally, I'm just saying this as an example. A woman's gonna be looking like, why did he leave me and go for someone else when you was over there
Danny brought
holding
up a
back?
good
You didn't give
point.
me
Are
your.
you coming out the gate paying my bills? Are you coming out the gate asking me what needs to be paid?
Doing
Do my
what
car
men
need to be
needs to do
serviced?
for your house? Are you coming in fixing stuff? Are you
Hey,
coming in fixing leaking
I'm
water?
gonna tell you. I'm
Repair
gonna tell you. I'm
Hello?
coming.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm coming out the gate paying for stuff here because we're dating. So I'm already coming out the gate paying. Now, am I gonna ask you to do some hellified thing right in the beginning? No, because men don't do that. We don't ask you to quit your job when we first meet you. So that makes no sense. In as far as the question, it really makes no sense. If I came in saying, "Hey, quit your job," I got you, then that would be up for debate. But it's not, because I'm not going to do that. All I'm going to do is take you on some
So
dates.
within the
If I
first
take you on
month
some
of
dates while
meeting
I'm getting.
somebody, you gonna pay their
So
bills?
what exactly? No, but what
That's
exactly?
crazy.
Wait. Concrete. This is my good question. How long after you take a woman on a date do you expect sex from that woman? Because sex is also a form of submission. But y'all take a woman on a date and expect her to give her ass up on the first date.
That's a completely different argument. That's a completely different
Hold
argument.
on. Well, hold on. Let me hop in real quick. I can answer that. Idealistically, in every man's mind, it will be motherfucking same night. But realistically, 24 to
That
48
doesn't
hours.
happen.
24 to 48 hours. Oh, it does happen.
So you want to sleep
No, I'm
with
talking
somebody
about
that you don't know immediately?
Again, and I don't mean this disrespectfully. Again, man, y'all got to go back to elementary school science. A man is only reason that a man is approaching a woman is to penetrate her.
That's dangerous.
It's not dangerous. It's literally science. Hold on, this is science, people. This is science. The whole point of a man-woman dynamic is sex. Okay, and ideally reproduction. But again, once you develop societies, you understand that's not the right way to do things. So you can enjoy the pleasure of sex, which very, very few species have sex for pleasure. Okay, so you can have sex for pleasure without actually reproducing. So again, when you guys have a dude to say, "Oh, you're being misogynist, you're being this, you're being unrealistic," no, he's literally acting within his natural scientific nature of wanting to have sex with a woman. This is the only reason he's even dealing with you.
We're civilized
But
beings. You should know that
that's what
it's
they make.
important to get to know the person before
I ain't
trying
never
to
had an
penetrate her.
Can I jump in here for just a second? And I'll ask the same question on the flip side. How many times does that man have to take you out? And how much does that man have to spend before you're willing to have sex?
There's no set number
how about
until
that
we establish a connection.
But I'm specifically
But
asking.
sometimes these. Go ahead,
Nordine, give me a second, man. Okay, so Danny asked the question. When how much time has to go by before you expect sex? I think Mr. Fantastic gave a good answer on that, because at the end of the day, men look at women in a general way. And that's, ooh, I see her. She got nice thighs. She got a nice ass. She got a nice set of breasts on her. She's cute in the face. I'm going to go over there and say, shoot my shot. And a lot of times when you're shooting your shot, it is for the hopes of eventually penetration. That's what it is. So the flip side of that is, how much and how long, how many times does the man have to take you out? How much does he have to spend? What does he have to show you in order for you to be willing to have sex with him?
Until that connection is established. Who
But
knows?
that's for you. I'm asking a question for Danny. So the same, see, Concrete Rose, here's what you want to do.
What?
Men feel the same way. I'm only going to be willing to take you certain places and spend a certain amount of money on you for a certain amount of times, for so many times, before I expect to get an investment, or ROI, a return on my investment.
I'm not mad at a man's expectations.
Okay, then. So we're saying
I'll let Danny
so
answer.
we're basically saying the same thing, and this is why my question, basically, I was looking for Danny to answer this question, because she proposed the question about, you see what y'all started with. Y'all went to the top of the mountain, paying bills, paying rent, fixing a car, and all this other shit. Well,
it's like we're at the county. It's like we're at the county fair playing for a bear or a teddy bear.
Right.
We're at the county fair playing a game. Who has that type of time?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, they talking about paying bills and paying car notes.
But wait a minute, Concrete Rose. You want us to start paying bills out the door? You want us to start paying rent?
I don't. I wanted you to know how ridiculous it sounded for that assertion to be made immediately.
But Concrete Rose, you said keep doing it. Keep doing it until something's established. Did you just say keep
But
paying
what if
and
nothing
keep paying?
is established?
Wait, hold on.
What if
hold
nothing
on.
is established?
Wait, no, wait, we're going
But
down.
what happens then?
We gotta wait a minute.
It's a win-lose situation.
Right.
It's a win-lose situation. That's
You
what
gotta
that is.
stay. You gotta stay right here where it is, so you can get through the meat of it. You see, again, women want to get what men have in their pockets, meaning their money and their wallets and their resources.
We don't. I was trying to drive home
I'm
the
not
point
saying
that
you.
ridiculous.
I'm not saying you specifically, Concrete Rose. We're talking in general here.
You said we, and that we is a lie. We lying.
Exactly. So say,
we lying.
So say you don't.
How do you know that?
Say you
Because
don't.
okay, well hold on.
Give me a second. Fantastic. You're saying we don't. No, don't say we. Say you don't, because there are women out here who expect men to go do the 90-day rule, the 3-date rule, the 10-date rule. They got all these fucking parameters set up before the good part starts happening. And then when the brother's like, well, goddamn, I done took you out. I done spent, $2,000-$3,000 over the course of these 90 days, dating you. Okay, what the fuck? When is the ROI coming up? No, I'm not into that. I'm practicing abstinence right now. I just want to date.
It's time to move on
6
then.
months. 6 months.
That's what they be
6
saying.
months.
Yeah,
6
Sister
months.
Joyce is what they be
Hey,
praying.
they tried
They tried
it.
that shit.
She tried it.
And this
She
is
didn't survive though.
And this is the reason why, like I said early on, if I'm a black woman in today's, in general, if I'm a black woman in today's market, in today's society, and I'm watching the top men, the men that I am looking at for relationships, they're going away outside of those black women. They're going outside.
Yep, that's right.
I would have to
And
stop
they're doing.
and say, let me finish, brother, please, and I'm gonna give y'all back the mic. I would have to stop and say, wait a minute, why are all the decent black men that are free, eligible, and single, why are they going outside of the group? Why are they moving outside the group? What's going on with us? That question is not being asked. What's happening is they're trying to, we say alpha. They're trying to alpha their way through it as an alpha female. It don't matter to me. Let them niggas go on over there. Well, that's a defeatist mindset. If you're a black woman and you're watching the top men that you are attracted to go away from women in the group, as a black man, if my women are going away, if I'm seeing more and more black women go outside of our group, I'm asking questions like, wait a minute, what the fuck? What are we doing right or what are we doing wrong? Because there's a problem here. We're losing. Black women are not doing that. They're simply saying if they want to leave, let them go. They don't want to fix the problem. See, you can't hold that mirror up to black women. A black woman doesn't want to stand in front of that mirror naked and deal with the issues that they have.
The general, and guess who's not waiting 90 days? The pimps, the low tiers, the ones earning $10,000 a year, the gangsters. That's the ones that's not waiting 90. Yeah, they don't got the stipulations like the high tier black men. Come on now.
Timmy, shotgun.
And general, it's getting younger and younger now. Remember I told you remember what happened with these younger guys, like the high school guys, the pre-high school guys, the after high school guys? They're not waiting. They're seeing it for themselves. And they're saying, I'm not going to deal with this. That's why these guys are walking away.
Let me read
see it every day.
Really quickly, and we're actually going to start.
And I used to see it.
Our final comment.
Well, hold on, Nerdy. I want to say something. Let her read the super chat. Everything. Let her read the super chat. I want to say something too.
Go ahead.
From DJ Naff, he said immediately, Joan the scammer voice. That only matters when that's all she has to offer. Boop boop. I don't know if he was talking about.
Yeah, that was in reference to after. No, that was in reference to after. When is a man expected to have sex?
Oh my gosh. Thank you, DJ Naff. We appreciate you. And I think that's all we have. And we can start the final comments. We'll start with Nerdine. Nerdine? Okay, well, let's go.
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I was just answering Q's question, and he said that he sees it too. And I said, listen, I used to see it when I was working for I'm not gonna give away the schools or anything like that, but I used to see it when I was going to when I worked in the high schools in New York City. I saw it all day, every day. And then I had some mothers that came up to me and said, hey, listen, you know, because they saw me as a black man. They said, hey, listen, these boys, they even said, even their sons don't want to date, you know, they're not giving sisters a chance. And I'm saying, well, hey, listen, how are they treating these boys? What's happening? They would tell me, well, if they want to go over there and do this, I said, listen, I said the son is seeing how disrespectful you are, or being disrespectful either to their father and stuff like that. And I said, if y'all keep on doing that, this is what's happening. I said, do y'all not see it? Are y'all blind? I used to pull them to the side when I was after school and everything like that, and they would tell me that their sons aren't even interested in aren't even interested. They're not interested. They're going with the Maylings, they're going with the Rosita Blancos, and they're going with the Beckys. And I even asked them, I said, listen, every time these girls are mean to these boys, other girls of other cultures are paying attention. Am I right, Q? Other girls of other cultures are paying attention, right? Right? They're paying attention. They're seeing it. So, I mean, even with the high value black man who we just saw in the video of getting disrespected in his own restaurant that he paid for, that he's using, and they're going their booties up on a pole, up on the glass, and he actually said to them, please stop doing it. Please stop doing it. And they continue to ignore him. Guess what's happening? That Becky over there, who y'all call lame and all that good stuff, she's doing. She's exercising. She's learning how to be submissive. She's going to the gym. And guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna grab that manager. They're gonna grab that black CEO. They're gonna grab that black truck driver who owns his own business. They're gonna grab that male black police officer who's a sergeant or a lieutenant or anything like that. See, if they don't stop doing what they're doing, they're just giving away their best and brightest guys. And it sounds like there's nothing but resignation when I hear it. And I used to hear the mothers used to say that, and that's pretty sad. So if they want to get that high value man, how about be high value in femininity, high value in respect, high value in submissiveness? I'm not saying submit to, like, you know, the garbage black men, because we do have them in the community. But if you got a guy who's not only driven, but also is driven in business and business mindset and has goals and all this stuff, and you treat him like crap, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna pay. These other women are paying attention to him, and they're gonna snatch your guy. That's the reason why we're in this situation right now. So to answer the question, if they want a high value black man, they better tighten up, or else. That's all I got to say.
Thank you,
Nuruddin.
We appreciate you. Who's next, Danny?
Let us have Mr. Watson, because Mr. Watson and Mr. Dark Koo have not had a chance to speak yet. So Mr. Watson, kind of late to the party, but go ahead. We want to hear your thoughts.
I just want to start off by saying I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
What up, Cam?
What up, man? What up? Yeah, I showed up late. Shit, I mean, but it was such an interesting conversation. But hello to the panel and chat.
What's up, Cam?
And
long live the habitual line steppers.
Hey, Nuruddin. Oh man. Anyway, everybody brought up some good, fantastic points, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say what I've said before. It's all about human choice. You know, it's not a stipulation. It's not a price tag on the shit, because people do what they want to do, and all these excuses are getting old. But I mean, they keep making for loads of content, you know, obviously. So just want to come up here and say, you know, everybody continue to do their thing, and maybe one day you'll win this argument yet. So anyway, show tonight on Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Hope to see some of y'all there, and that's pretty much it. So thank you.
Habitual line steppers, everybody. Mr. Randy Watson.
Oh yeah. And just one more thing. We just getting the boys back together, so just look for that. We just had a couple hiccups because two of them dead. So but
Thank
be on the lookout.
you, Chad. Shout out to New. He says Becky puts a straw in my drink and she spits. Never mind. Go ahead, Mr. Darku. What do you have?
Okay. Good day, ladies.
Yes, we
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you
me?
just fine.
All right. I just wanted to just answer the question with Miss Concrete Rose when it came to the issue of submission. A few years back, I actually was in a relationship for about a year with a young lady from Bangladesh, and their culture, like their grandmothers, they're taught to be wives. She was Bangladeshi. She was Muslim. They're taught to be wives. They're trained by their grandmothers to cook. She could cook full course meals, clean everything. When I was with her, she would be at my place. I take a shower, come back, and my whole room will be done. Fix the bed, do everything, cook, clean. Even to this day, even though she's remarried, she's willing to cook a meal for me and send it to me through Uber Eats. Because at that time, well, within that year, basically she wanted to be married. She said she had to be married by 25, and you know, at the time I was working very busy, and in her mind, she thought that I wasn't ready for marriage, so she abruptly cut it off. She said, "Hey, I had to take some time, get my stuff together." 3 years after that, she went back to the mosque, was able to get an arranged marriage, was married by 25, and then now she has a 2-year-old kid. This is the level of the game that your ladies are competing with. I'm telling you right now, like there's not a single black woman that I've ever dated that can compete even 10% with what she did, and she did that immediately, automatically. It wasn't even something she had to think about. Like she literally cleaned my house, like literally within the first week, because it was like
All
that's what I
of them
have to
still
do.
didn't get the ring.
No, it wasn't that. Like I literally, I would have. No. I'm telling you right now. Like I still talk to her this day. I would have, but the thing is that she was in her own head, and she had her mother and her sisters and all the other stuff. You know how women do when they get together and start talking. All she had to do was I told her before. I'm like, if you wanted it, we could have had a conversation and we could have mapped it out, because I was busy with work. It wasn't something where I was running around with other women and stuff like that. Yeah, like she was the only one I was dating at the time, but I was building my companies and I was really focused, working 12 hours a day. However, I'm telling you right now, like there's no competition. I mean, literally, no problems, no talk back, no arguments,
Yeah,
no
but you're
nothing.
pointing out
And
that black men are slow on the draw. That you missed the boat because you
no,
were
no,
slow
no,
on
no,
the
no.
draw.
It wasn't a slow on the
Focused
draw. It was the situation whereby she just had other people in her ear that were basically telling her this and that. And even at the time, she was going through a situation with her family and her mother. The whole rebellious situation whereby she was having an in with her mother. Her mother kicked her out. I had to literally get an apartment for her, all the other stuff, and I was willing to pay because I had the money. And I mean, with what she with the way she was with me, it was like it wasn't a problem for me to get her an apartment. It wasn't a problem for me to put money in her pocket. It wasn't a problem for me to take her out, do whatever, because I mean the level of submission and the level of cooperation that I got from her, I've never had from any other woman. You know what I'm saying? And especially any other black woman. So I'm just letting you know right now that I mean I don't know what to tell you, but I mean these women are coming for you hard, and she was telling me that like what because her father was an ambassador from Bangladesh to America, so she was in the high class, like the high top tier of Bangladeshi, and she was telling me that when she was back home in middle school and high school, all the girls that were there, all they wanted to know was how are the black guys in America. That's all they talked about to every single one of the girls. They all want to know how it is to talk to a black guy, date a black guy, And she was telling me this was in middle school and high school.
Fetishizing. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking in Bangladesh. You have girls in Bangladesh because all their favorite artists are black hip hop guys, from Drake to whoever. And with her leaving middle school and going over there for high school, all the girls were asking her, how are black guys? Do you know any black guys? How are black guys in America? So I'm telling you now, other women all around the world, you know what I'm saying, they're literally talking about black guys and black men because that's all they see on TV. All the top people are either basketball players, athletes, rappers. So if you're sitting back just thinking that you got it, I'm telling you right now, you ain't got it. And it's only getting worse with these younger dudes. You know what I'm saying? Because as for me, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try, but it's hard, man. You know what I'm saying? Once you had that good submission, man. Once a woman cleans your whole house.
You ain't married her, so I don't know.
I mean, I would have. You know what I'm saying? I just never had the chance. I would have. It was just her family came into it.
So being that is she a single mother right now?
No, she's married. She's married with a 2-year-old.
Boy, you got that woman risking her life. You got that woman risking her life cooking you that food, boy. All right, now don't.
I know, I trust me, man. Because not only was she Bangladeshi, but she was Muslim as well. So there was a lot of situations that was going on. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? All if I would have been able to have a conversation with her and her family, she'd probably be my wife right now, to tell you the truth. But it just never happened. But she's remarried. She was able to find a husband, an arranged marriage, went into the mosque because marriage is what's on their mind. You know what I'm saying? Marriage is not on black women's mind. So they just think that they could just go through life, and then when they hit 40 and reality hits, that's when they want to backtrack and then try to find a man at that time when they should have been doing that in their 20s. These girls, by the time they're 18, their mind is already on track to get a husband by the time they're 25. You know what I'm saying? So any relationship that they get into, within 90 days, you're gonna know, like they're gonna let the man know that this is what I want. Is this what you want? If you don't want that, they're gone to the next dude. But a black woman will stay with the dude for 10, 20 years, keep going through the same stuff, and then be mad when he just leaves her and go marries another chick because she never put marriage on the table. It's all about negotiation. A man will only do what you allow him to do. So if you allow him to fuck, you know what I'm saying, without giving you the ring, he gonna do it, because at the end of the day, he ain't got to give up nothing. You know what I'm saying? But if you come to the table on the first date and say, hey, look, this is what I want. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to get married within a year. Is this what you want? You know what I'm saying? If he says no, then that's cool. But women are not willing to take an L, especially black women. They don't want to take an L. You know what I'm saying? They're too scared. So instead of them putting everything out on the table and letting the man decide, you know what I'm saying, they want to force the man and try to back end everything while giving up the goods. And then all of a sudden they get mad and talk about they're no good man and no this and this and that. And they're just doing it backwards. You know what I'm saying? If you're a woman and you're not married by 25, the chances of you getting married goes down by half. And then you lose 5 points every single year from there. So if you're at 35, you're down to about probably 10% of the possibility of you getting a man, because every man is young for a young woman, because that's nature. So that's all I have to say.
You didn't point out the one complete fact. She talked to everybody but the one man that was willing to marry her. She talked to her family and all that. She ain't talked to the guy that was willing to marry her. That was her mistake.
Yeah, I told her that.
Was she really submissive?
No, I told her that, but at the end of the day, but that's the one trait in women that all women possess, what culture. They get in their head, they get all these delusions, all these different, you're talking to other women, you're cheating, you're doing this.
Yeah, this is the thing that I'm confused about with you guys. Generally, when black women do that, people will say that she's not really submissive if she's listening to everybody else outside of her leadership. And if you're the man and you're her leadership and she's listening to everybody outside of you, is she really submissive?
No, she was.
No, that's not what's said. People talk about you should listen to your man. That don't mean you got to cut your daddy off or talk. You can't talk to your uncles or anything like that. But you still got to measure things against what your man said.
But if I listen to my dad, or if I listen to my family before my dad, and I take into consideration what they're saying versus what my actual man is saying, is that her full submission to you? That's what I'm saying.
No.
If
And I'm
you're
telling you
not
this right now.
married, you can listen to somebody else.
Yeah.
You can
But
consider
the thing
things if you're
is,
not married.
It's ladies, it's two separate arguments, because at the end of the day, that type of stuff is what every woman does. Every woman talks to her girlfriends. Every woman gets bad advice from women and their mothers and girlfriends and stuff like that, instead of talking to their men. Everybody goes through that. And plus, at the time, she was young. She was 22, 23, still, fresh out of college, so she was still young. I mean, now she knows better. I mean, we talk now on a regular, and we've already hashed it out. And she says, I made mistakes, she made mistakes, and me myself, I was a little too subdued, because I was not used to a girl just being that passive and always looking to me. Because there'll be times when I ask her, what do you want to eat, and she'd be like, whatever you want. It's like, and you know how it is when a black man meets a woman, and what I'm saying, she's just so like, whatever you want to do, it throws you off. It throws you off, because
Can I say this real quick?
Yeah.
Let me say this real quick. The key thing is, if a man is family oriented and he know you got a man, he's probably gonna tell you to listen to your man anyway. If you go to your father know what the next guy wants. He's gonna be like, well, what's wrong with him? If you can't say what's wrong, he's like, you better listen to your man. That's what uncles do. That's what
if
cousins
he's in
do.
support of the relationship. If he's a Muslim man, a Muslim woman isn't. They won't support a Muslim woman married outside of the faith.
I'm not talking about him personally. I'm talking about in general. If you talk to a family-oriented man, he's going to tell you to listen to your man. Now, what you're bringing up is the fact that she's already in rebellion to her family. That's a whole separate issue, because she should have been talking to a Muslim man. But in general, if you have a family-oriented man, he's going to tell you to listen to your man, because he's your man.
Let him lead the way and show him all of the beauty you possess inside. Is that too much to ask? I'm sorry.
Apparently it is.
So I mean, the only thing I know is that in the next 25 years, like we're gonna see everything that's going on get played out, because the millennials, they're not taking no prisoners, and the Generation Z is already gone. In fact, the only reason why, to be honest, in my opinion, that black women are still talking and bucking back and going through all these different talking points is that my generation, Generation X, is still dealing with them. You know what I'm saying? The baby boomers are still dealing with them. So they still, the other shoe hasn't dropped yet, and they really haven't seen the gravity of the situation that's going on. But in the next
Concrete Rose, when you're done, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I got a question for Concrete Rose.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, yeah. So I'm just saying, like,
we'll let him wrap up, and then I'll let you go next. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I'm just letting you know, for like, any women in the chat, or any women listen to my voice, the next 10 years or the next 10 to 20 years, you're really gonna see like how all this stuff is getting played out, because all these young boys in high school within the next 10 years, they're all gonna be out of school, out of college, and you're gonna see the women they choose. And
shucks, I saw it when I was working there. Even their mothers, the mothers of the high school boys were upset.
We want to go ahead and move the panel forward.
After he's done, thank you, Concrete Rose. Is he done? I think he was still.
Mr. Darku.
No, I'm done. So. I'm done.
Thank you so much for your commentary. Definitely different perspective, and thank you for pulling from your own personal experience too. We appreciate you. And then who was that? Full circle.
Most definitely.
Yeah, it was me. I got a question, Concrete Rose. Why is it so hard? Like the gentleman that just spoke, shout out to the Gen Xers and the ones that have tried to at least try to teach. But a lot of the Gen Xers are looking at this as if, like, you know what, it's getting tired, because the younger generation, they're young, junior. I'll go with high school, college. They'll soon be older one day, and I'm talking about the young black men. This discussion is great. But it's like, why is it so hard? Because they're going to face something possibly even worse. But they're catching on. They're not stupid, because they're witnessing things that even the older generations, the elders, what they're going through. Now, they might want to point the finger and it's only so much that the Gen Xers could do, But at the same time, when it's dealing with black women, facing black women, it's such a fight. Concrete Rose, why is it such a fight?
I don't
That's my
understand
question.
the question. I don't know if that's
No,
a
the
full
question
question.
is that the question is that why is it such a fight? Like this discussion in comparison to other cultures. If you do the stats, I don't know who did the stats. I don't know if it was on Fantastic's channel, if it was on someone else's channel. They showed the stats as far as other cultures when it comes to marriages, divorces, single parents, single mothers. We're at the bottom. The Asians are at the top. Despite what Asians are looked at as far as their physiques, how tall, how little, their manhood, all that other stuff. But they're the longest when it comes to, I guess, marriage. I guess that includes submission, right? Or maybe I'm wrong. When it comes to blacks in general, black men and black women, we're the lowest on the totem pole. So my question to you is that
it's not hard to accept those facts. We talk about them. I highlight them quite often. It's not hard to accept those facts. But what he was doing in trying to highlight, the fact that black women aren't desirable, he was also, and I was pointing out that he was highlighting that he, as a black man, waited too long and it was a missed opportunity because he's still reminiscing on this woman with a sense of nostalgia. So I was also highlighting that, but it's not hard to accept that we got a lot of room for improvement.
Yes, but we accept it. This is my thing. We accept it, but this was brought up on your panel by a gentleman that said this, and maybe it was the gentleman that said it. Who was someone that said it? It's the attitude. It's the attitude. It's the drama. It's everything that black men have been saying forever that we do not want. But we're fighting this. And when it's brought up, black women will fight you tooth and nail and will disagree as if like we're not going to change. We're not going to change for nothing.
You've never heard me fight
But
black men regarding that.
Miss Rose,
Full
Miss Rose.
circle. That's a. You know what? You're like now you're gaslighting because you've never.
No,
heard me push back. You've never heard me push back on that.
You keep equating it down to you. He's not talking about
No,
you.
he asked me a question.
I know.
I asked you a question, go ahead, General. Yeah, you get it.
He asked you the question. He wasn't directing it to you, saying that that's what you do. He was speaking in the general context of the thing.
Well, he brought up the example of the guy on the panel, and I was the one who rebutted. So I took it as if he was saying that I personally.
Not you.
It went back to the general. It went back to what the general said. It wasn't
fellas. I'm about to start off my stream between Kevin and when this ends and before Kevin starts. So
I wanted to get your foresight, Miss Concrete. I wanted to get your foresight, like the general said in general.
Your question,
yeah.
Full circle.
No problem. Yeah, no problem.
So, Miss Rose. Hello, could I say something?
Let Full Circle finish his commentary,
All right.
please. My bad.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Yeah, not for you. Of course not for you. It's just that we're having this debate back and forth with the results of another gentleman that brought up something as far as, and I know there's back and forth with this particular ideology. To each your own, okay? When it comes to SYSBM, people dating out, going to other countries. They don't even have to. They can do it in this country. There's such a debate over this that there are some black men that have given up. They've thrown their hands up in the air and said, F it. I don't even have to do this. Average black men, six-figure black men in general know what they don't want and what they do want. I'm going to finish it up with this, Concrete Rose. When I was on your last panel, I threw out my preferences, right? This reminds me of something. And shout out to Curlin, your man, Sister George. This reminds me of high school. I remember, shout out to him. Good catch. Sister George, Concrete Rose, you're the black women back in high school that I would be going after. I know I gave my preference, but I'll throw this out there, and I slept on this. You got women like Megan Good, okay? Nicole Murphy, Eddie Murphy's ex-wife. I love them of all shades and textures and colors. But I know when it comes to hood and non-hood, what I'm not going to put up with and what I will put up with. I don't care what texture, what type, even the preference that I threw out. And you both are beautiful women. Even though you spoke in the beginning that you're average, beautiful women. You remind me of back in high school days. But I know what I will not put up with and what I will put up with. I'm not going to wait around. And if I got to sit there and have to deal with that, well, you know what? In my world, kick rocks. Not you ladies in particular. You can kick rocks because I'm not going to deal with it. I'm done.
Thank you, Full Circle. We appreciate your commentary, bro. I understand your point, and I will address it in my final comments. But thank you for joining the panel and chiming in. Who was next, Danny? I'm sorry, I can't see all the names.
And let me read
Ms. Rose, could I just say something?
Let me read these super chats real quick. He shout out to Brown Becky. She said the regret in his voice came from his soul, honey. LOLOL, honey. Y'all ain't shit.
Can I answer that?
Can I answer that? Can I answer that?
And wait a minute. With just one more shout out to BAP for the super sticker. Thank you so much, BAP. And go ahead.
All right. I just want to let you guys know that there is no nostalgia because like we just started talking again this year and she's still in pocket. So trust me, a black man ain't gonna lose out to no other dude. So I'm just letting y'all know right now.
So
still
you
in
really
pocket.
break up her marriage? God damn.
No, ain't no breakup. I mean,
Gaslighting. They're gaslighting.
He was willing to get her.
Listen to me. She was in an arranged marriage to make sure that everything was secure. She got the house. She, you know what I'm saying? She got a little money, you know what I'm saying, from the prenup. So now she's in the process of, you know, telling her husband to get a second wife or to have an open marriage. So, you know, once that's secured.
No, not in the Muslim faith. You can't do that.
First of all, why is she still okay?
Because I'm that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day,
I'm going on mute right after that. Okay.
And once you go black, once you go African, bro, like, come on, man. Y'all don't even know. You know what I'm saying? It's in pocket. So I'm in a better position now than I was before. So trust me, there's no nostalgia, ain't no nothing. She's right back where she belongs. You know what I'm saying? But now is even a better situation.
Sound like she put that good pussy on you, then you can't let it go. I thought she got you.
No, I want that good food. I want that good food.
They don't allow that in her faith.
Oh,
Women are not allowed to have a second partner. Her husband can have multiple wives.
Yeah, you finna get this woman killed, man.
All right, Ms. Rose, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'll discuss that with her and Allah. And,
okay,
you know what I'm saying, the next time we meet up.
What I know now.
I hear you, and you can know everything you want to know, but at the end of the day,
hello on that nigga. She put
if I want it, it's mine.
Oh,
she put that.
Okay.
Whether Allah, Muhammad, whatever, when I want it, it's mine.
Okay. I hear you.
I'll go ahead on
with their commentary.
I'll go ahead on and give it.
I'm so confused. Shout out to New for the super chat. He says, "So you taking seconds?" Okay.
I don't mind being the side dude.
Well, the average
that's the perfect position for a brother.
Well, to respond to that, Sister George, most black men are taking seconds because you look at the single baby mother rate.
Okay, but if you choose to go out to another country and you're saying that the women in those other countries are in fact better than black women, then you better get you the best goddamn woman.
Exactly.
Okay, so
like, come on, dog.
All right.
You ain't gonna leave the gutter somebody else's gutter and say the trash.
You see, here we go with this black ADOS, black American fucking woman rhetoric. Again,
it's not rhetoric because he's literally saying that
this woman
is married. She's married to another guy. He's saying that he is willing to play second fiddle to another man. He is saying that he is willing.
Ain't nobody playing second fiddle.
That's not what he said. He didn't say that at all.
If she's married and he's saying he's willing to do an open marriage with her, that's second fiddle.
But her husband is not him.
No, that's not even permissible. That's not true. I don't believe that.
All right. Well, that's neither here nor there. It's not my situation. I don't really give a fuck. The bottom line is this right here. As it pertains to men going outside of the country, the bottom line is black American women, y'all better start competing. That's the bottom line. You better stop depending on you having this gorgeous. Look, it ain't nothing more perfect for me than a black woman. Okay? I'm just going to tell you. But here in the state of Texas, New York, other states that I've been to, these white women, these Latin women, these women of Asian women, they own y'all ass, and they coming after best.
Thank you, General.
They are coming after the best and brightest black men that they can get. So y'all better get y'all shit together. Let me finish, brother. And then y'all can have it. I promise you. I'm gonna go back on mute. Black women in this country better get their shit together. You better stop thinking that because you got a nice ass, a nice set of legs, a cute face, a little waist, and some perky titties, that's going to keep you on the market as far as being competitive. Other women of other races are coming with the intangible things, like cooking a fucking meal, keeping the house clean, taking care of the children, putting their man's needs who's taking care of them. Again, putting the man who's taking care of them, putting his needs before her own. Black women are not doing that. This is why I am doing my own personal fucking field work. Young black men that are coming into the military, I have to ask them certain questions. And then I go into my little own personal thing because I'm making my own little ledger. Hey man, so are you married? You single? What you're dating? What's the case? What's your dating preferences? Just in general conversation, right? And the majority of them are saying shit like this. I don't fuck with black women. I don't fuck with black girls. The 18, 19-year-old just coming in the army of all ranks, from lieutenant to captain, all the way down to the lowest private. I don't fuck with black women. I don't fuck with sisters. I date foreign. These are 18-year-old boys coming into the military. I don't fuck with black women. They're not fun.
That's right.
They're argumentative.
General's right.
Okay. And are you?
I know you don't. I know you don't want to hear it.
No,
but
get it all out. I got
all I'm telling you. God damn it! Please, my advice is for black women, because I'm in Texas, and these Spanish women coming from south of the border in El Paso, Dallas, San Antonio, born and raised here. They coming after the top black men. They are going after the men that have the resources. They're going after the men that black women are generally finding attractive, and they are competing for your men. And if you black women don't get your shit together, you're going to be on the outside, and all of your black men are going to be with Latin women, they're going to be with Asian women, and they're going to be with white women. I'm just telling you, and it's not 25 years from now. This is today. The next 2 to 3 to 5 to fucking 15 years, you're going to be fucking on the outside looking in, talking about they got all of our good men, child. You not only have to compete with other black women, but you now have to compete with other women in general. I'm sorry. I just got to tell you that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
The General's telling the truth because I saw it in high school.
Final comments.
All right.
Shout out to Christopher B for the super chat. He says, if a man is high value, rare, and has more options than you, what will you do to qualify as a contender? Many would be competing for the first time. Black women don't like the word competition, honey, but we're gonna have the next one. Who didn't we get? Let's get Smooth, then Dennis, then Mr. Darku, because I think Roger already had to say.
No, Mr. Darku already went. Roger would be next.
Okay, go ahead, Roger.
I mean, after whatever. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Whatever. All right. Well, I mean, I'm about to start a show at a little while after this. Once y'all show is over, basically. And we're gonna deal with the Kevin Samuels video, but we're gonna deal with it from the perspective of what can we learn from it. At the end of the day, women got to start paying attention to the things that they say and the ideas they have. Just like I was talking about a man paying for a date. And then Sister George asked me, basically, are you going to pay my rent or my mortgage? If sex is a struggle, how do we get to rent and mortgages? Who wants to pay for the rent and mortgage of a person he's never had sex with? That's not realistic, okay? I'm not saying you won't find somebody to do it. We live in America. You can find one example of just about anything, but the average person is not going to think that way. A man's money is valuable to him. We don't care how black women think about our money. Our money is valuable to us. When we spend it, we're spending it for a person, for a purpose. We're going to spend it the way we want to. And that's just all it is to it at the end of the day. If a man is pursuing a woman, he's expected to spend his money. If women don't value the fact that a man put time, effort, and energy into creating that money for him to spend on her, she's a bad choice, period. a woman's money is never going to mean anything to a man that she's unwilling to share her money with. And we know for a fact that the average sister is unwilling to share her money with a man who is doing something. She'll share her money with a man who's man that is productive. She has an issue sharing money with that guy. Women have married guys, and God, Kevin trying to call me one. Married guys, and then they and once they married the guy, they stop working. Nothing wrong with that, okay? But that's not sharing your money. That's you stopping the income once you marry the guy. You know, women have took care of guys for a certain amount of time until she just decided he's never going to be a productive man. So I'm going to leave him alone at this point, which again is just sharing money with a guy that you shouldn't even been involved with in the first place. Most successful women in relationships, they listen to men of there's some men she's listening to. She listens to her dad, her uncles, her brothers, her cousins, somebody. Black women's problem is they don't want to listen to black men. Period. Black men been giving them the answers to all their problems for I don't know how long, and you're just not listening. When y'all decide to listen, y'all will get a better outcome. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
Thank you, Roger. Appreciate you as always. You guys make sure to tune in to Roger's stream, which will be fired up. He'll be firing up in a little bit. Smooth, what are your comments?
Concrete Rose, why are they like that? Do you have the answers, Concrete Rose? Why are they like this? No, I'm just
asking the wrong person.
I know. That's my point. Anyway, hey, sup, Sister George?
What's up?
What's up? Hey, I just wanted to say, the brother, I think he just left. Oh no, he's still here. The dark cool guy. Like you really, everything you said was perfect up until the time you decided to speak again and said that you don't mind playing second fiddle to some Bangladeshi drip. You understand me? And that was a little off.
No, nobody's playing second fiddle. You know what I'm saying? We're just talking again. That's all. But nobody's playing second fiddle.
Weren't you just proudly saying you were the side dude to the Bangladeshi lady?
No, we're talking. You know what I'm saying? We're just talking and we reconnected. But at the end of the day, like if I want it, it's mine. But it's not like I'm not out here living my life.
Okay. Well, for everybody else, what the brother said was great, but don't try and be a side nigga to a married chick that, you know, slipped through the cracks. That's not the best way to go. But other than that, yes, these other women from other culture are coming for you. I'm even starting to see that work with the few black men that are there. And yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. But hey, not all black women are bad, right? Thanks for having me up, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Smooth. We appreciate you. Thank you for your commentary. Who's left? Dennis? I think Dennis.
Dennis, did you go?
Nah, I ain't go. Yeah, man.
Oh,
Look.
okay.
Nah, yeah, y'all good. Hey, peace to everybody on the panel. Appreciate y'all having me up. Look, this is where we're going. Okay, like as a woman, you're gonna have to invest into your man. You can't be holding off on the cooperativity and the femininity and the submission until the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth date. Dudes aren't gonna play that. My generation is gonna fix this problem. This whole feminism rhetoric and talk started happening about maybe 50, 55 years ago. My generation will fix this. Give it about 10 years, 20 years, and everything's going to return back to normal. But that's the main thing, is, you have to put something into your man. You can't it's just like a business. You can't invest nothing into the business and then expect the business to yield you hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. The same thing goes for relationships. You cannot invest nothing into your man or hold off on investing until you think that it's a good opportunity. Life doesn't work that way. And a lot of times too, a lot of people who are not investing, or for example, we take a woman who says, hey, I'm not going to give you cooperativity, or I'm not going to give you any femininity or let you do any of that until the fourth or fifth date or whatever. A lot of that is just either one, they've given that to the wrong person and they got hurt, and as a result, they haven't fixed that issue, or two, they just really don't have those qualities. Again, just like I used the whole analogy of applying to medical school or law school. I can't come in and put my app on the admissions desk and say, "Oh yeah, I'll give you guys, I'll show you guys my transcript once you let me in." No, they're gonna reject me, just like a lot of dudes are doing now. Yeah, your beauty will get you through the door, but it's all those internal qualities that will make you stay. And the last thing I gotta say is this, and this is actually pretty sad, but for the average woman to just get ahead, there's really only two qualities that you need to have. If you want to separate yourself from the rest of the pack, all you really have to do is one, be cooperative, and two, have a good attitude. I mean, those are the easiest things that a person can do. They don't cost you any money. like, it just baffles a lot of us how we keep saying the same things over. Not to you, Sister Jordan Concrete Rose, but just to women in general. We say the same things over and over and over again. They don't cost you any money to implement. It should be just basic sort of human qualities. But again, I mean, it's actually pretty simple. Like, just be somewhat cooperative and have a good attitude. And the funniest thing is a lot of dudes will they will build with you. You don't have to be a dime, you don't have to be a 9 or 8. A lot of dudes, even check out the chat. A lot of dudes are just saying, "Hey, I'd much rather take a 6 with a 10 on all those other areas than a 10 with a 6 personality." So there are a lot of ways that women can win out here, but a lot of this you're gonna have to go through you're gonna have to reject the program. You're gonna have to reject the social conditioning that told you, "Hey, I can do this by myself. I'm independent. I don't need no man." If you want a man, literally, just do the opposite of what they're telling you, and I guarantee you, you will have men knocking down your door. It's crazy. But anyway, that's all I gotta say. Peace out.
Thank you, Dennis. We appreciate you as always. You always come with a fresh perspective and drop some good points. Thank you for joining the panel. I think that's everybody. This was a dope show. This panel was lit. I
We
enjoyed the
always say
comments.
that, Concrete.
Baby, like, we on to something. But anyways, I enjoyed the dialogue. I enjoyed the commentary. I want to say, as it relates to the topic, I wish sis all the success in the world. Hopefully she finds what she's looking for. I do think that Kevin's comments were on the mark. I don't think that he said anything wrong. He's direct, he's blunt, he's direct, he's to the point. And what you see is what you get with him. Anyone who goes and calls into his show for advice should know that about him. He wasn't presenting any way in which he doesn't typically present. But I just thought that it was funny and interesting and very telling that, now all of these women on social media are attacking his character as opposed to focusing on what was said. And I do think that it is a bit of projecting. I think that a lot of women do see themselves in, said woman who Kevin was giving the commentary about. And as a result, they were a little salty about his comments. I don't think he said anything wrong. Like I said, I agreed with it. She's an average looking woman, which she considers herself. Aside from that, this was a dope conversation. As far as my comments on submission, I fully agree with cooperating with someone, but I don't think that you should be yielding to a man without knowing that he's a proven leader, which takes time for that to be reflected. He can tell you till you're blue in the face, "Yeah, I'm a leader, I'm an alpha male, I've done this, I've done that." I don't think that until you've seen examples of that leadership, you should fully submit to someone. I have no problem submitting. You guys don't typically see me in that light because I am running a panel. So you're not going to see the most feminine energy. You're not going to see me submitting either because my partner is not on the air with us. However, I don't have a problem submitting. I had no problem showing my cooperation to a man who requires that because, of his upbringing. He is extremely traditional and he is of the mindset that a woman is supposed to yield and submit. I was able to show him that I am cooperative, feminine, and all the things that, he was looking for in a mate. And once we made it official, that submission came extremely natural. And it came before the wedding. So Like I said, I don't, that's, you know, my submission and my femininity is evident. Then nonetheless, I think that it was funny that the guys was given an example of you trying to get into a school. Whereas if you're an artist, typically you show someone your portfolio and that's what they book you on. So showing them that you're cooperative and you're feminine before they are able to see the full scope of your submission should be kind of like your interview or your introduction or their introduction into what they would be getting. And you should get their buy-in based off of that. That's really all I have to say about that. Dope conversation. As far as Full Circle's question, I don't know why so many women have a problem and do so much pushing back as it relates to, when these topics come up and it's brought up that, or there's comparisons made between us and other cultures. I guess, naturally we're defensive. But like I said, all day yesterday, I was having this conversation with women where I couldn't understand why they couldn't see the truth in Kevin's comments, and I was being berated by women because I was going against the sisterhood. So I don't know. I try to at least be objective and understand the male point of view. I'm not perfect. I don't always get it right, but I do try to make a concentrated effort to do so. That's all I got to say about that.
Concrete.
Yes.
Can I say one thing to you and Sister George? One thing, and I know it was the final discord, final, speech. I gotta say this. I'm gonna throw this in before I leave. Okay. I recall when I was 27, 28. This is going back to Kevin Samuel's, video with the young black lady. Okay. I was 27, 28. Went out on a date. Okay, with a young black woman from my job, light complexion, beautiful. Okay. Took her out on a date. Of course, I paid. When we were out on that date, you want to know something that she did? Something that was shown up in Kevin Samuel's video?
What was that?
She was on her cell phone. Okay? She was on her cell phone. Where I'm going with this is that the way Kevin Samuels came at this young black woman, even though there are ones that say, no, too harsh, no, it wasn't, yes, it was, no, it wasn't. I wish at that age, at 27, 28, that when she pulled out her cell phone, and yes, it was talk to another guy, but usually some black women will try to play it off like, oh, it's just a friend or buddy. Whatever it was, your F buddy or whatever. I know what I know now is what I wish and how Kevin Samuels handled that. I wish I would have walked away from that dinner table. You get what I'm saying? And it wasn't a 5-star restaurant. It wasn't a Kevin Kelly's, like the twerking restaurant or his restaurant. It wasn't 5-star. It was just average restaurant. Now, she had body and everything, and I didn't stalk her and chase her. But at the same time, what I'm trying to tell you is that a lot of black women will use that. And going back to the general, what he said, a lot of the women are giving a lot of black women a run for their money. And I'm not into surgeries or injections, but they're doing whatever it takes to take these black men away from you all. But going back to what I said, I wish I would have walked away from that table, going back to respect. A lot of black men are not taking that anymore. And if we don't care what type of body you have, 36, 24, 36, we're not going to deal with that, because the same ones that got that naturally, your competition is coming. They're coming full throttle.
Yeah.
Straightforward, coming for what they know. And they come and they get it. And they're coming for keeps, taking no prisoners. You get me, ladies? But I wish I would have stepped away when I had the chance when I was younger.
I understand that full circle, and I do think that that's disrespectful. I do want to say, though, that you guys would be surprised at the number of black women that are also getting enhancements, but they're not focusing on fixing what's wrong on the inside or healing their traumas or working on their attitudes. But baby, black women are going under the knife at an alarming rate too, to get like nips and tucks to get their bodies in order, but they're not focusing on, their attitudes. So that's all I got to say. Thanks to everybody who participated in this chat, everybody who super chatted us, and everybody in the chat. Sorry, Danny, I'm running my mouth.
Well, Concrete, what a successful show. I think this was excellent. I really enjoyed it. Shout out to everybody who came through on the panels. Just shout out to y'all. I really appreciate you guys coming through. Shout out to everybody who cashed app us. Shout out to everybody who super chatted us, and shout out to the chat. Y'all know y'all ain't got no good sense and no home training. I swear y'all don't, but I love y'all anyway. And shout out to Dr. Bay, because she was up here keeping up the mess, honey. She was going in, and we enjoyed it all the way. We ask that you super chat on your way out. We will greatly appreciate it. We hope you guys have a great start to your work week, and we will be seeing you back here Wednesday, maybe even before. We don't know. But thank you guys so much. Shout out to Brown Becky. She said Bengali women aren't coming for anything. This isn't the norm. They are still getting disowned if they date non-Bengalis.
True.
It's usually white men, if even. You heard that. But anywho, we'll see you guys back here on Wednesday, if not before. Super chat on your way out if you can. If you can't, that's cool too. We out. Be sure to go to Rogers. He's live right. He should be going live soon, if not right now. Bye. We're out.